All right. Hello, everyone. We are live here today from Scott Carpenter Park for the first game of the doubleheader between the Spradley Collegians and your very own Boulder Collegians. I'm Alex Clark, your broadcaster for today's game here, as coming off of a doubleheader victory just a couple days ago against Denver Mile High, Boulder is now 9-1. On the season so far. They have been absolutely dominant. Their only loss so far coming against the Fort Collins Foxes in the second game of a doubleheader. Final score of that one 15-13. But right now they will be playing off against the Spradley Collegians, who they played not that long ago. In fact, the series just before they played against Denver Mile High, where they had a very interesting two games. The first one winning that one, a final score of 3-0. And then the second game, winning it off of the go-ahead home run by Luke Blackman in the left center field. An absolute moonshot of a home run, giving them the win 8-7. They now play Spradley in their own home turf of Scott Carpenter Park with TJ Newman on the bump. We haven't seen Newman since that 15-13 loss, but he pitched amazingly during that game, going 4 1/3 here, 4 innings fully scoreless after giving up a bunch of runs here from the previous pitchers. He now gets his first chance to start on the young season. We'll be starting in just a moment.
Then first, for Spradley, number 7, the shortstop, Jeremiah Lucero, 7.
So now Jeremiah Lucero gets things leading off here for Spradley. TJ Newman on the bump here for Boulder. Gets his sign. He's ready. First pitch on the way is fouled off right behind home plate. And we are officially starting up here at a game start time of 1:01. Defensively here for Boulder, from left to right, you've got Blackman, Castellanos, and Martinez around the outfield. So Bieszczak, Hirayama, Jackson, and Woolrine around the infield, with Williams doing the catching for Newman as the next pitch is taken for a ball. Count now levels at 1-1. Spradley's lineup starts out with Jeremiah Lucero, followed by Ace Padilla, Caden Poteet Herrera, Colton Wren, Braxton Vale, Andrew Plute, Cole Bloomer, Michael O'Connor, and Caleb Ortiz as the next pitch is fouled off. A weak bouncer right behind home plates. And that brings the count out at 1-2. So a big chance here for Boulder as they went into the home of the Spradley Collegians. That was historic Hobbs Field, and took both games as a doubleheader. Next pitch misses for ball 2, 2-2 now the count. But now they get a chance to do the same thing on their own home turf. So a big chance here for Boulder as the next pitch on the way just misses high as the count now runs full 3-2. A beautiful day here in Boulder of nice fluffy clouds in the sky as Negers taken for strike 3 as Jeremiah Lucero goes down looking, and the first out of the ball game goes to TJ Newman with a strikeout looking.
Then next for Spradley, number 3, the second baseman, Ace Padilla.
So now the second baseman, Ace Padilla, comes up to hit. Padilla did play in the previous doubleheader, but if I remember right, only played in the first game. As the first pitch is taken for a ball, count goes to 1-0. We 1-for-1 with a double and a walk. So TJ Newman likes to work quickly. The next pitch on the way is fouled off to the left side. Count now even at 1-1. I actually talked to TJ right after his first outing on the season. He was just talking about how excited he was that he just kept on going more and more and more, as well as able to stop the hot bats of Fort Collins as the next pitch is swung on and missed. Brings the count now to 1-2. Top half of the first inning, no score so far from Scott Carpenter Park. As Newman is set, ready to wind up the fire. Ground ball right back up the middle, but Newman's got it. An easy toss over to Woolwine at first, in time for the 1-3 putout. And now there's 2 outs here in the top half of the first.
With Ace Padilla being out, $3 beers. Every time Ace Padilla comes up and gets out, it'll be $3 beers for the next 5 minutes. So for the next 5 minutes, $3 beers. Now batting number 17, the designated hitter, Caden Poteet Herrera.
Ace Padilla marked now as the special beer man here at Scott Carpenter Park as Gaten Poti Herrera is now up. First pitch is fouled off right behind home plate as the count goes to 0-1. Poti Herrera, we did see him during the doubleheader last time out. With Poti Herrera, played, I believe, in both games as the first baseman, and I'm being told, yep, that is exactly correct here. This time he's the DH as the next pitch, a slider, misses inside. Now repeating count of 1-1. As the first baseman today here for Spradley will be Cole Bloomer. He was a pitcher during the last doubleheader. Now Newman's 1-1 on the way. It swung on and missed. A high fastball. As the count now goes to 1-2. But right now, Newman, we saw this during his last time out, likes to get his pitch and just immediately kick and fire. Here it is, the 1-2. Lined into right field for a base hit right over the glove of River Jackson at second. And that'll be fielded by Alec Martinez. So that is a 2-out single there for Gaten Poti Herrera. And the inning continues here for Spradley.
Now that number one, the third baseman, Colton Wren.
So now Colton Wren comes up, the third baseman today for Spradley. For Wren, during that doubleheader in the first game of it, he was a courtesy runner for the catcher Carson Willard. In the second game, he was the starting third baseman, also batting second in that game, as the next pitch is taken for ball one, a little bit low, as the count goes to 1-0. Runner on first base, Gaten Poti Herrera, the designated hitter. Newman look around, the next pitch on the way. Is fouled off the foot there. Looks like he's all right, though, as that ball finds its way into the grass. Count now goes to 1-1. But defensively here for Boulder, we see some amazing defensive play from them over the last couple of games, especially yesterday's doubleheader. We saw Hunter Kiriyama pull off an amazing double play to get Boulder out of an inning, or at least get them into a better position. So the 1-1. Fouled off again, so now that brings the count to 1-2. TJ Newman ahead. But we've also seen guys like Chase Hildy make some great plays. Sobieschek has gotten some good plays from third, and Woolwine has just been about as rock solid of a defensive first baseman as you could get. And then around the outfield, of course, you've had guys that have been playing great defenses. Next pitch along the way is a block in the dirt by Williams. He's able to get it, throws down to second base off the throw, and no tag applied. A stolen base there for Gaten Poti Herrera, as he's now on at second. And the count now goes to 2-2. So stolen base there for Gaten Poti Herrera. And now TJ Newman looks in with a runner on scoring position. 2-2 count with 2 outs, runner on second. No score. Newman will look around at second. Next pitch on the way. Swung on and missed for strike 3, and that ends the inning. So no runs on one hand, no errors, and one man left on. We head to the bottom of the first. Our score is Spradley 0 and Boulder coming up.
Spradley, Colorado, to the San Joaquin Delta in California, River Jackson.
River Jackson ready to lead things off here for Boulder. Bottom half of the first inning. First pitch is a slider that misses the zone. Count goes to 1-0. Ty Addington, the pitcher here for Spradley. Lineup for Boulder looks like this. River Jackson followed up by Diego Castellanos, Luke Blackman, Derek Woolwine, Isaac Sobieschek. His next pitch is a line shot right past the shortstop there. That is Lucero and into the left center field. That's a leadoff base hit there for River Jackson as he now stands on at first with a leadoff knock.
Now batting number 4, the center fielder from Morgan Hill, California, attending St. Mary's College in Moraga, California, Diego Castellanos.
So Diego Castellanos gets his first chance to finish up the rest of the line. Brett Williams at catcher, followed by Alec Martinez in right. Zach White, the designated hitter, and Hunter Hirayama is the shortstop. It's now a pickoff over to first, but nothing doing as River Jackson gets back in safely. So Castellanos, he gets the chance to play here in center field today. His next pitch on the way misses outside as the count now goes to 1-0. Defensively here for Spradley from left to right in the outfield, you've got Ortiz, Plute, and Vale. On the infield, you got Red, Lucero, Padilla, and Bloomer. Now another pickoff over to first, but base umpire Larry May says that he got back in safely, so no harm, no foul. With O'Connor doing the catching here for Addington. Now he looks in. Next pitch on the way is ground ball right to the second baseman, Padilla. He's got flips over to second for one. The relay to first, not in time. So that is a fielder's choice for Diego Castellanos. River Jackson is cut out at second base. And now there's one out here in the bottom half of the first.
Now batting for your Boulder Collegians, number 8, the left fielder from Bloomfield, Colorado, attending Morningside University, Sioux City, Iowa, Luke Blackman.
And now here comes Luke Blackman, as I know everyone wearing the away jerseys today remembers exactly what he did the last time that he was up to bat against this team. This is the next pitch on the way, and off speed finds the outside part of the zone as the count goes to 0-1. Kenny Alducci Aducci calling the balls a strike, likes that pitch, calls it a strike. Diego Castellanos, the man on at first. Now next pitch on the way. Another off speed is fouled off. Brings the count now quickly 0-2.
$3 bears has ceased.
Unfortunately, the $3 beers have now come to an end. But remember, if Ace Padilla gets out again, he will. It's like that beer price will come back. But right now here, runner on second base, Diego Castellanos has good speed over there as a center fielder today. Next pitch on the way is taken for a strike. Strike 3 looking as Blackman goes down. Now there's 2 outs here in the bottom half of the first.
Now batting number 5, the first baseman, Boulder, Colorado, attending Northeast Community College, Derek Woolwine.
Now here comes steady Derek Woolwine. Here as he gets right, first pitch on the way is taken inside for a ball. So he's taking on for second is Castellanos, and he'll get there easily with the stolen base. Big steal there for Diego as he now finds himself in scoring position with 2 outs here in the inning. 1 out of the count now here on Woolwine as he looks in. Addington is ready. A look over to second. The next pitch on the way is a little looper into shallow left field. That's going to drop in for a base hit. Rounding third, heading for home is Castellanos, and he's going to score. Derek Woolwine with a little flare out into left gives Boulder a 1-0 lead.
Now batting number 19, the third baseman from Villa Park, Illinois, attending Bradley University, Isaac Sobieschek.
So now here comes Sobieschek, as now Boulder has a 1-0 lead here in the bottom half of the first inning. He gets his first chance here against Addington. The first pitch is taken for a ball as the count goes to 1-0. Boulder now with the early lead here against Spradley after a good top half of the first inning. Now a pickoff over to first, but nothing doing as Woolwine goes back to the bag safely. But Sobieschek has been one of the big power hitters. We interviewed him after the last ball game. His next pitch on the way is taken for a strike as the count goes to 1-1. Hit a solo opposite field home run back in the last game here against Denver Mile High. Did that in the first of the doubleheader. It's the 1-1. Driven deep to left center field. This might be another. That's not going to be a home run, but they'll find its way into the gap for extra bases. Rounding third, heading for home now is Woolwine, and there's going to be no throw to the plate as it goes off of the glove of Lucero. And now Boulder has a 2-0 lead, an RBI double for Sobieschek.
Now batting for your Boulder Collegians, number 18, the catcher from Carlsbad, California, then St. Mary's College, Brett Williams.
And now Brett Williams comes up to the dish here as Boulder's done a lot of damage here with 2 outs in the bottom half of the first inning. Next pitch on the way to Williams misses a little bit high as the count goes to 1-0. But Sobieschek really putting that one perfectly into the gap in left center field. There gave enough time for Woolwine to score all the way from first. As the next pitch on the way, a curveball that misses high and inside. Now 2-0 the count. Williams, not as much of a power hitter, but hasn't needed to be. He is an extremely good contact hitter, being able to put up multiple hit games multiple times this season as the 2-0 on the way. Is a high pop-up still in the infield as the shortstop Lucero has his fight in the sun, but he's there. Makes the catch for the third out, but Boulder gets a couple of runs off of a couple of hits and no errors and 1 man left on as we head to the top half of the second. 2-0 is our score. Top half of the second inning now. 2-0 the score in favor of Boulder as TJ Newman gets a couple runs of insurance here for him. As now Newman against Braxton Vale. First pitch is fouled off to the left side. Count goes to 0-1. Should say a few runs of support instead. Exactly. So Braxton Vale of the 0-1 inside, and that one gets away from the catcher Williams as the count goes to 1-1. So fans right now might remember the name Braxton Vale, and there's a reason for that. In the first game of the doubleheader between Spradley and Boulder, Braxton Vale pitched 7 full innings. Here, honestly, pitched extremely well. 4 hits, 3 runs, all earned, 2 walks, and 5 strikeouts. Here, pitched over 100 pitches as the 1-1. Misses outside as the count goes to 2-1 now. But Braxton Vale here playing right field in this game. Right now, the 2-1. It's fouled off to the left side, and looks like that one may be a little too far out for anyone to retrieve back in to get a Nice treat. But we'll see.
Retrieve the foul balls and get a treat over at our merchandise table. Please do not go into the Arapahoe Road.
Exactly. If that went on to the road, just leave it be. We'll make do without it. The 2-2, way outside on the off speed, as now the count goes full. Now 3-2. 2-0 the score here in favor of Boulder. Pitcher v. pitcher here. Again, right now, Braxton is not the pitcher of this game, but goes early. Now he hits a ground ball over to the second base. River Jackson fields it off a hop, throws to first in time for an easy 4-3 putout to get things started here in the top half of the second.
Now batting number 10, the center fielder, Andrew Blue.
So now Andrew Plute, the center fielder, gets his chance to hit here against TJ Newman. Plute also was a pitcher during that doubleheader as well. Plute went an inning and a third, giving up 3 hits, 3 runs, all earned, no walks and a strikeout. As the next pitch on the way is another ground ball, but that one's fielded also by River Jackson, who goes off to his left, makes the throw to first in time for the out. And now there are 2 quick outs here, both via the 4-3 ground out.
Now batting number 27, the first baseman, Cole Bloomer.
So now Cole Bloomer, again, this is going to sound like a broken record, but also a pitcher here for Spradley, as the next pitch on the way is taken for a ball. Count goes to 1-0. For Cole Bloomer, pitched in the 7-6 win for Boulder, went 5 2/3, giving up 4 hits, 4 runs, only 2 earned. As the next one, a ground ball. The shortstop Hirayama has trouble fielding it, and that is going to be an E6, an extremely rare E6 there, as Hirayama normally about as sure-handed as you could get. So now Cole Bloomer is on at first via the error. That'll bring up Michael O'Connor.
Now batting number 4, the catcher, Michael O'Connor.
So now Michael O'Connor comes up here with Cole Bloomer on at first base. Here, TJ Newman, you're having a look in, a quick look over at Bloomer at first. Now ready to fire. Is taken for a strike in the high inside corner on the fastball as the count goes to 0-1. 2-0 the score here in favor still of Boulder. 2 outs, next pitch on the way. A good block there by the catcher Williams as that pitch is in the dirt. No advancement there from Bloomer as the count keeps now 1-1. A nice little breeze here so far in Boulder, but not strong enough really to make too much of an impact on the baseball, but we'll see if that changes. The 1-1. Ground ball down the first base line, but just hooks foul. As the count now 1-2, TJ Newman ahead. And honestly, that was a bit of a lucky break there here for Boulder, as on the play, it looked like Woolwine was a little farther off there, took a bit of an extra hop after guarding Bloomer on at first. The ball is now finally retrieved, and we can get back into play. 2-0 the score here, top half of the second inning. Boulder getting their runs off of a couple of hits by Derek Woolwine and Isaac Sobieschek. 1-2, next pitch on the way. A curveball finds the zone for strike 3, and that will end the inning. The second inning strikeout here by TJ Newman as we now head to the bottom of the second. Our score 2-0.
First
Alec Martinez ready to lead things off here for Boulder. Bottom half of the second inning. Boulder leading it 2-0 as the next pitch is fouled off from Ty Addington. Count goes to 0-1. Alec Martinez, a pitcher and outfielder, two-way star here with the team. Also, the owner of the first home run of the season as the next pitch on the way. Misses for ball one. Levels up the count now 1-1. Was talking to him a little bit beforehand and just really enjoys getting out here and doesn't really change up his preparations too much unless he's, of course, the starting pitcher as the next pitch swung on and missed. Count goes to 1-2. And just really likes being able to throw himself into these kinds of situations, and so far he's been thriving in them. Been a key contributor here for Boulder. Zyington from the windup. The next pitch on the way is fouled off. We'll try it again here now at 1-2. I want to thank everyone currently listening in here on YouTube, here on the Boulder Collegians Baseball YouTube page. Now the 1-2 in the dirt gets away from the catcher O'Connor, but nobody on base, so just makes the count now 2-2. Alec Martinez did pitch in the last game here against Denver Mile High, went one inning, gave up just one hit, walked two, and got a strikeout. The 2-2. Ground ball down the first base line. Again goes foul, so showing good fight here. Martinez here keeps the count at 2-2, has gotten a good couple foul balls here. Talking with Coach Tony Rucco here, one of the things that they are really stressing here on the season is being able to hit line drives and to just drive the baseball. That would not try to get the ball too much in the air, just letting it be good line drives. Don't let it hang up in the air too long. And really, Martinez has been one of the best shows of that. Every time that he hits, it looks like it's just a strong drive into anywhere that he wants it to go to. Now, lefty-righty. Here, Martinez the advantage. The next pitch on the way. Misses for ball three. Full count now 3-2 as Martinez has quietly really worked here. Great at-bats. Ninth pitch on the way is a ground ball down the first baseline. That's going to be a face hit. Ruled fair by Larry May, the base umpire, and that's going to be a leadoff single here for Alec Martinez, the right fielder.
Now batting for your Boulder Collegians, number 6, the designated hitter from Lafayette, Colorado. Will be attending St. Mary's College in Moraga, California, Zach White.
So Zach White gets his first chance to hit today, and unless I'm mistaken, I think this is his first chance at the dish of the season. Here, we've seen him pitch twice now, including in the doubleheader against Denver Mile High. Next pitch on the way is fouled off. Count goes to 0-1. As a pitcher, last time out, Zach White, 5 innings pitched, 4 hits, 1 run. It was unearned, no walks, and 5 strikeouts. Believe it or not, that was actually not his best outing of the year. His first best outing came against the Denver Generals, where he pitched the same amount of innings, but got more strikeouts and did not give up a single run, earned or unearned. Nice pitch on the way, off speed, misses for ball 1-1 the count. So he's the designated hitter in this game, so first chance we get to see him with a bat in his hand. Look over at first base. There is Alec Martinez, good speed. He's taking off. Next pitch on the way. A hit and run fouled off to the left side. That brings the count now to 1-2 as Martinez has to retreat back over to first base. We have seen the hit and run a lot here from Coach Rucco and the rest of the Collegians coaching staff here. And honestly, I can see exactly why. With how much speed you have, putting a ball just on the ground during one of those basically almost guarantees bases here for the team. The 1-2. Just misses the outside corner on the fastball, brings the count out to 2-2. Great eye there by Zach White. 2-0 the score here in favor still of Boulder after getting a couple runs in the first inning. Have held Spradley scoreless so far. Next pitch on the way, another hit and run as it's fouled off, and we'll try it again now 2-2. But right now, one thing that has become extremely obvious here for Boulder is how hard they are willing to work for these at-bats. So right now, here we're ready to go. Now another throw over to first and nothing doing. So 2-2 still the count here as we are looking into this game right now. Still 2-0 to score. A bit of a summer snow here as the cottonwoods are flying out. And another foul ball means that we try it once more. Keeping the count here 2-2. And right now, Zach White here, again, as a pitcher, hitting on this point, really showing good discipline at the plate, but also a good willingness to fight. Even if he doesn't get a big hit here, he's taking a lot of pitches off of Addington. The 2-2. Just misses ball 3, second straight full count here for the Collegians. So they are really working these at-bats. And right now it is looking very, very strong for them as Addington is having to work for these outs. Next pitch, a high pop-up into right field as the right fielder there, Vale, makes the play just barely in foul territory for the first out here of the inning.
Now batting for your Boulder Collegians, number 2, the shortstop from Miliana, Hawaii, attending St. Mary's College of Morada, California, Hunter Hirayama.
So Hunter Hirayama comes up with 1 out and 1 man on. Here, bottom half of the second inning, 2-0 the score. As Ty Addington look over at first. The first pitch is a high pop-up, but that one finds its way foul, brings the count out to 0-1. Hirayama, his last time here with Boulder during the doubleheader, got a 3 RBI double here in that, but some of those runs came in off of the stolen base. Next pitch is a line drive into left center field. That's going to be a base hit. Throw into third is cut off by the shortstop there in Lucero, and that is another single here by Hunter Hirayama.
Here we go again.
Now batting number 17, the second baseman from Greeley, Colorado, River Jackson.
So now River Jackson gets his second chance here at the dish. Here, runner on at first, Hunter Hirayama. Alec Martinez able to advance to third off the line drive there by Hirayama. And now Jackson is 1 for 1. Gets his next chance as a quick pickoff over to first, but Larry May, base umpire, says that Hirayama got back in safely. A lot of speed right now on the base pass, especially with Hirayama now on. And now Jackson, up the next pitch on the way, is fouled off. And we'll do it here again at 0-1. So far right now for Addington is now at 54 pitches thrown. And we're not even through the second inning here, showing just how good the fight of these Boulder Collegians are. If they get a pitch that's in the zone but they don't want it, hey, foul it off. You'll get something good as there's another pick off to first, but nothing doing. Again, just to show, like, we are through now just 1 1/3 in this game, and already over 50 pitches thrown by Addington, especially in a doubleheader scenario. That is amazing for Boulder. Now the 0-1. And off speed, that misses now. Throw down to second base. The throw goes wide. And coming in from third is Alec Martinez, as that will be an advancement on the throw, but a stolen base there by Hunter Hirayama. An RBI here technically for River Jackson. And now it's 3-0 in favor of Boulder. So 3-0 now the score. Here as Alec Martinez scores on the stolen base play. And now a 1-1 count here on Jackson. Look over to second. Next pitch on the way is fouled into the glove of the catcher O'Connor. Now quickly 1-2 the score. 1-2 the count. On second base, Hunter Hirayama. At the dish right now, the speedy River Jackson. The 1-2 on the way is swung on and missed on the curve for strike 3 as Jackson goes down swinging. Now with 2 outs, they'll bring up Diego Castellanos.
Now batting number 4, center fielder from Morgan Hill, California, Diego Castellanos.
Castellanos 0 for 1 on the ball game here with a run scored as well as a stolen base reached via fielder's choice back in the bottom half of the first. 3-0 the score for Boulder as the next pitch is in the dirt, but a good block there by O'Connor keeps Hirayama from trying to advance any further. Count goes to 1-0. But Castellanos here, one of the team's elite hitters here. There's a reason why he's constantly in the top 3 to 4 of the lineup, and now a big lead there by Hirayama. Next pitch on the way. And that one looked like that could have been a bit interesting there, as Hirayama was kind of bouncing around back and forth. He was called. It's like the shortstop was over there at the bag. Almost like that almost could have been a balk. Yeah, so on that one here, it looks like the umpire's now going to be a little bit heavy on the idea on that one, as extra ground ball over to the second base, and then Padilla throws over to first, and it's in time for the out, and that will end the inning. But one more run comes in for Boulder as we head to the top half of the third inning. You are watching today's baseball action here on Boulder Collegians Baseball YouTube.
Now batting for Spradley, number 5, the left fielder, Caleb Ortiz.
Caleb Ortiz comes up here, top half of the third inning. Newman on the mound now for his third inning of work. Now ready, the next pitch on the way. Swung on and missed. A good fastball there by Newman. Count quickly now 0-1. Boulder leading it 3-0. Here in the third inning, I've had a good offensive put out. His next pitch is fouled off to the left side, as that one is fielded by the third base coach of Spradley. He's counting now to 0-2. There's been a silent little rivalry between Coach Wake for Boulder and the third base coach for Spradley. He's got a few ground balls hit their way. His next pitch is swung on and missed for strike 3. And that is 2 straight strikeouts now for TJ Newman. And his 4th strikeout of the game. He is absolutely dealing right now.
Now batting number 7, the shortstop, Jeremiah Lucero.
Jeremiah Lucero comes up. He was the first strikeout victim of TJ Newman, a strikeout looking to get the ball game going off of a full count, as Newman now wind up and fire. Is taken for a strike on the fastball. Count goes to 0-1. But with the rivalry here, there have been a few ground balls that have been hit either way. Wake got the first one. There was no play by the Spradley on the next one. His next pitch is fouled off. The count goes to 0-2. And then on that one, Spradley got it, but the last chance that Coach Wake had, he did not get it. So there's been this little silent rivalry between the two of them. The 0-2. Checks his swing on a pitch that's low in the dirt. Count goes to 1-2. Boulder with a 3-0 lead here in the top half of the third. Next pitch on the way from Newman. Swung on and missed for strike 3. 3 straight punch-outs here for TJ Newman, who is absolutely dealing.
Now batting number 3, the second baseman, Ace Padilla.
Now that's going to bring up Ace Padilla, who grounded out to TJ Newman his last time up. But right now, so far, 5 strikeouts already for Newman. As the next pitch on the way from TJ. Misses on the outside corner. Tried it. Couldn't get the call. Count goes to 1 and 2. And I think at 5 right now, he is 1 shy of the season high for many Boulder Collegians. Next pitch is fouled off. Count goes to 1 and out. Where I think right now the season high at this exact moment for any collegian is 6, set by Zach White. And right now he is just 1 away from that. As the next pitch on the way is fouled off again, brings the count now to 1 and 2. Newman did get 4 strikeouts against Fort Collins back his last time out where he was in long relief. Now ready, the 1-2 on the way. Swung on and missed, and there is 6. He strikes out the side as we head to the bottom half of the third. 3-0 the score.
Number 8 left fielder from Bloomfield, Colorado, attending Morningside University, Luke Blackman.
Luke Blackman ready to lead things off here, bottom half of the third inning, as the pitch on the way is fouled off right over to the Collegians dugout as Coach Wake has to get out of the way of that one. Count goes to 0-1. Blackman 0-1 on the game, strikeout looking back in the first. As now Addington ready, next pitch on the way. A curveball that is a check swing appealed down over to Larry May. Says that he does go, so the count goes to 0-2. 3-0 the score with Boulder ahead. And Blackman currently behind here against Addington. The 0-2 on the way. It's fouled off right behind home plate. Keeps the count now to 0-2. And if the fence was not there, I think our PA announcer Dan here would have shown some amazing defensive prowess with a barehanded catch. So now 0-2 the count here on Blackman. As Addington now ready, the 0-2 on the way. Misses for ball 1 as the count goes to 1-2. And I'm being told as well here that 3-time All-American first baseman here. So he will, whether or not I believe that or not, we will see. As the next is taken for strike 3 as Luke Blackman here goes down looking for the second time today. As now that'll bring up here at Derek Woolwine.
Now batting number 5, the first baseman from Boulder, Colorado, attending Northeast Community College, Derek Woolwine.
It's all league first baseman, I'll say, here for Dan. Although, to be fair, with how kind and generous he has been throughout the entire way through, I would say all pro. As the next pitch is taken for a strike. Count goes to 0-1 here on Woolwine. For Derek, a single, an RBI, a run scored back in the first. The 0-1 on the way. Swung on and missed. Count goes to 0-2. During the next half inning, I have an incredible thing I may want to say during the broadcast. We'll hold on for that, but Dan over here, our PA guy, he had amazing history here over here. Slid something over to me. I'll believe it when I see it, but as the next pitch is taken for a ball, 2, count goes to 2-2. Nothing but respect though for Dan. But 2-2 the count here now on Derek Woolwine. The next pitch on the way. Swung on and missed for strike 3. 2 strikeouts here in the inning for Ty Addington. And now bring up Isaac Sobieschek.
Now batting number 19, the third baseman from Vale Park, Illinois, attend Bradley University, Isaac Sobieschek.
Sobieschek drove in Derek Woolwine his last time up with an RBI doubles. Now he laces that one into left field. That's going to go for another base hit. 2 hits on the day for Sobieschek as he keeps the inning going here for Boulder with a single.
Now batting number 18, the catcher from Carlsbad, California, attending St. Mary's College, Brett Williams.
So now the catcher, Brett Williams, gets his next chance up. He ended out the first inning with a pop-out to the shortstop, Lucero. Now it comes out with a runner on at first base and Isaac Sobieschek. Next pitch on the way is an off-speed that's taken for a strike. Count goes to 0-1. But right now for Brett Williams here, again, good contact guy. A single here would put a couple of runners on here for Martinez. Now long look in for Addington. Next pitch on the way is lined down the third base line, but just goes foul. The count now goes to 0-2. We'd like to thank some of our sponsors for today's game here in Alpine Bank at WK Real Estate, as well as our sponsors specifically for today here in Stretch Zone, going and stretching Boulder and its inhabitants. 0-2. Now right next on the way. Lined over to the shortstop. He can't get it. That's going to be a base hit as the shortstop, Lucero, was ranging over to his right. Could not make the play. That's single for Williams.
Now batting number 9, the right fielder from Brighton, Colorado, attending Metro State University, Alex Martinez.
And now here comes up the Metro State product here in Alec Martinez with a couple of runners on base here for Boulder. So Sobieschek on at second and Williams on at first. It's a 3-0 ball game. Next pitch on the way. Driven down the right field line, but hooking foul as that one actually might have almost gone into the water park to the right side as that one bounced off of the newly paved road. And I got a lot of extra bounce on that one too. Count goes to 0-1 now. So now here with 2 men on and 2 outs, Martinez trying to drive a couple runners in. Next pitch takes it on the outside corner. Thought about it for just a moment, but is able to hold back as the count goes to 1-1. 3-0 the score here in the bottom half of the third inning. So the next delivery on the way is ground ball down the first base line. That is a foul ball, and that one was fouled by maybe a couple of inches or so. And if it was just a little bit more to the left, would have hit off the bag and probably would have put the bases loaded here for Boulder. Instead, count is now 1-2. 3-0 the count. As you 3-0 the score, excuse me. 1-2 the count. Here on Alec Martinez, still owner of 1 home run on the season. Fairly short porch over to the right, only 320 to the field. Now a little dribbler to the third baseman as third baseman Renfield throws the first, not in time, as it is blocked there by Bloomer. And now the bases are loaded with an infield single here for Alec Martinez. As now Zach White gets his next chance to hit here with the bases loaded and 2 outs.
Now batting number 6, designated hitter Zach White.
So Zach White now with the bases full of Collegians. On at third, Sobieschek Williams at second, Martinez at first. The first pitch on the way is lined down the right field line and just hooks foul. Maybe about 3 feet off the line. And with that, probably would have driven in, 3 runs? On that, it would have doubled Boulder's score if that one had stayed fair, but we'll try it again here as the count is 0-1. White, his last time up DHing in this game, he has a beautiful hawk just flew over the field. There's a good luck there for Boulder. Fouled off to the right side. He was caught by the right fielder there, and Vale's next pitch is taken for a strike, as now quickly White is behind 0-2. 3-0 the score. Bottom half of the third inning, as now the pitcher Addington is going to step off. Didn't like the sign, or he just wanted to take a couple seconds. But now is on his right from the set. Next pitch on the way is fouled off. And we'll try it again here. 0-2. Good fight there by Zach White. His last time up here got into an at-bat that was just shy of 10 pitches. Taking a lot of pitches off of the pitcher Addington, who's so far for Addington already at over 100 pitches. Next on the way. Misses outside as the count now goes to 1-2. Oh, excuse me. I do need to correct myself on something. He's now at 62 pitches. I was misreading our little information bit there. The 1-2. That one's a ground ball. That's going to get by the second base over a base hit. Scoring first is Sobieschek, followed quickly by Williams, as that is going to be an RBI single, 2 RBI single there for Zach White. It is now 5-0 in favor of Boulder.
Now batting number 2, the shortstop from Miliana, Hawaii, Hunter Hirayama.
So now Hunter Hirayama comes up here with now a 5-0 ball game in favor still of Boulder. But still 2 runners on, and I think we're going to have a pinch runner here for Sobieschek. It looked like he was kind of limping, and he is now walking off the field. Hopefully he's okay. Oh, excuse me, that's Alec Martinez, not Sobieschek. My apologies. As right now it looks like he is not feeling good. So number 3, Derek Hildy, is going to come out and run here for Alec Martinez.
Now pinch running for your Collegians, number 3, Chase Hildy. Derek.
No, you're right. Chase Hildy, you're right.
Hildy.
I can't remember.
Idaho, attending St. Mary's College.
As a broadcaster, I can't remember the old names of my own players here sometimes, but it's all right, as Chase Hildy will now go replace Alec Martinez, and hopefully Alec is okay. Saw that he was limping a bit over to second base, so hopefully he's all right. But now again, that'll bring up Hunter Hirayama here with 2 outs. Score now 5-0 in favor of your Boulder Collegians. Ty Addington now looking in, over 60 pitches. The next pitch on the way is taken for a strike as the count goes to 0-1. What I misread earlier when I was talking about the pitch count here is we have a thing here that has total number of pitches and strikes. I thought it was balls and strikes. So good there for 64 pitches, 44 strikes. The next one is swung on and missed. Count now goes to 0-2. 0-2, 2 outs and 2 men on. Here, Chase Hildy on at second, Zach White on at first. 5-0 the score. Now look over second. Next pitch on the way is in the dirt, and now Hildy take off for third. He's going to get in safely on the wild pitch. So no stolen base there technically for Hildy, but he does advance over to third. Now Boulder has runners on at the corners here with 2 outs in the third. And so far right now, Boulder has scored at least 1 run in every inning so far. The next pitch on the way, ground ball fouls. That one goes into the dugout there for Boulder. And actually, it looks like it got a bit of an odd ricochet of the wall. That one actually found its way into the stands, where nice person with a black top goes and retrieves it for the coach. That keeps the count here now at 1-2. Here we go. Once more, the look in. Next pitch on the way. Ground ball, hit and run. As the shortstop, Lucero Fields throws the first in time for the out, and that will end the inning. But 2 more runs come in for Boulder off of 4 hits, no errors, and 2 men left on. We head to the top half of the 4th. 5-0 is your score.
For your Boulder Collegians, in the bottom of the 3rd, 2 runs.
Now here in the top half of the 4th inning, 5-0 to score. Newman on the mound as the first pitch. High pop-up, still in the infield here as Newman and Sobieschek both going for it, but Newman makes the catch for the first out of the to Caden Poteet Herrera.
Now batting for Spradley, number 1, the 3rd baseman, Colton Wren.
So now Colton Wren comes up here as looks like a bit of miscommunication there between Newman and Sobieschek, and Sobieschek having a couple of words there for Newman, being like, hey, that's what us fielders are here for, just make that kind of play. Next on the way, misses high, almost gets him as the count goes to 1-0. Sure, they'll talk in the dugout and make it all work just fine. As now Ray, next pitch on the way. It's fouled off right behind home plate. Count now goes to 1-1 here on Wren. And I promised something during the last inning here about our PA announcer, Dan Pino. They're talking about 3-time all-league first baseman here, and now he's covering his face here, knowing that I'm going to talk about it, even though he's the one that gave me the information. Show me the picture to prove it, so good on you for that one here. 2-1 to count. Next pitch on the way from Newman is lined right over to Hirayama. Fields it on the hop, has it, throws the first strong throw in time for the out, and that is an easy 6-3 put out. And now there's 2 outs here in the 4th.
Now batting number 2, the right fielder, Braxton Vale.
And here comes the 2-way right fielder in Braxton Vale, who's 0 for 1 on the day. But he showed me a picture straight up, and this is amazing. 3-time all-league first baseman Dan Pino here. He was first team ahead of a little-known player named Barry Bonds, who was second team. Next pitch on the way is fouled off to the left side. Running for it is the left fielder. That's Blackman. You can't get to it. That's going to be a base hit. Throwing it out to second base. That is a hustle double there for Braxton Vale, as now he stands on at second base with 2 outs here in the 4th.
Now batting number 10, center fielder, Andrew Plute.
So now Andrew Plute gets his next chance up, grounded out over to River Jackson, his last time up. But now he comes up here with a runner on at second and 2 outs. As Newman, looking, has 6 strikeouts on the game. It ties the team lead for a day as the next pitch taken for a ball. Count goes to 1-0. He's able to get one more. He will take the lead all for himself. So he has really been making this outing work here for him. We'll see if he goes to a fifth. There's no one warming up as next pitch is fouled off. Count now 1-1. But he's been really making these hitters work here as well. And what's really cool to notice here as I'm looking through the book here, he's only gotten into 2 full counts so far through 3 2/3. He's really kept his pitch count economical. As now ready the next delivery here from Newman on the way. Ground ball down third base line. Sobieschek has got it. The long throw to first, and the good ball goes over the glove of the first baseman, Woolwine. That one will go into the dugout here. So the run will score here on that one's going to be the E3 on that one. So Pluke gets on to second and then advances on the throw as Vale will score. It is now 5-1.
Now batting number 27, first baseman Cole Bloomer.
So now Cole Bloomer here on the E5 here. So as I'm being told, it is an error on the third baseman, Isaac Sobieschek, not on Derek Woolwine. But an unearned run nonetheless here off of Newman as the next pitch on the way is swung on and missed. Count goes to 0-1 here on Bloomer. Speaking of errors, Bloomer got on base via an error, a very rare error by Hunter Hirayama. Again, very sure-handed defensively. Look over at second, a couple looks. Now a turn, but no throw. As Newman, so far, only thrown about 53 pitches, 36 of them for strikes. Has struck out 6, given up just 1 run. It was unearned. Next pitch on the way from Newman is inside, and that gets Bloomer. So now he's on at first, with runners on at first and second, 2 outs here in the 4th. And that's going to prompt a pitching conference here from Coach Tony. Tony Rucco is going to go talk to his guy who's been good so far, but Sobieschek looked like he was going to go to the meeting as well, but said, hey, go back. This just could be a quick one. So, and he holds true to that word as now Coach Rucco heads back to the dugout and will resume play.
Number 4, the catcher, Michael O'Connor.
So now Michael O'Connor comes up. He's over 1 here, strikeout looking, which ended out the 2nd inning. Newman is trying to get this inning over without any more damage. His next pitch on the way, swung on and missed. A good fastball there by Newman. Count goes to 0-1. The runners on at first and second. Still a lot of damage could be done here by Spradley. Next pitch on the way. Misses high. Count goes to 1-1. Speaking of doing late damage here as well, the bottom half of the 3rd inning, so interesting here for Boulder. They started out the inning going strikeout looking, strikeout swinging, and then single to score a couple runs. All of that damage, all those hits came with 2 outs. So now ready, the 1-1 is in the dirt. A great pick there by Williams. Now back throw over to second. That's going to get into center field. Now the throw is going into second. The tag applied, and he is safe. So that is going to be an E2 that will advance the runners on that. So a rare error there as well by Brett Williams. So far already now, 2 errors here in the inning as the count. Now it's 2-1 here on O'Connor. Both runners down in scoring position here for Spradley. As Newman looks in, gets the sign, he's ready. The 2-1. This is a bit high. 3-1 now the count with the left fielder and Caleb Ortiz, the man on deck. The 2 outs here in the 4th. 5-1 the score here in favor still of your Boulder Collegians. His next pitch, a high pop-up in play still as Brett Williams is there, and he makes the catch for the 3rd and final out, and that will end the inning. So 1 run, it was unearned off of 1 hit, 2 errors, and 2 men left on as we now head to the bottom half of the 4th. 5-1 is your score.
First Spradley,
River Jackson ready to get things started here in the bottom half of the fourth inning. Boulder leads at 5-1 here as Ty Addington still on the bump as next pitch is fouled off to the right side, brings the count now to 0-1. The Boulder Collegians would like to thank Alpine Bank for their continued support. We thank you for supporting your Boulder Collegians. As the next pitch on the way, misses for ball one. 1-1 now the count. But River Jackson on the day, 1 for 2 with a single and an RBI. Those actually coming in different at-bats as the 1-1 on the way. Ground ball foul as they'll bring the count now to 1-2 here on Jackson. But right now, River, again on the day, right now 1 for 2. So far on the season, batting over 300 as the next pitch misses for ball 2. 2-2 the count. Right now, the batting average at 304, an on-base percentage of 407. And with speed like that, absolutely incredible to see. I will say there is one game that, 2 games that are missing from this as the next pitch on the way misses for ball 3. Full count now 3-2. So we'll get those added in for you at a later time. But Jackson at full count now here. No outs here in the bottom half of the fourth inning. Next pitch on the way. Ground ball, and that will go foul. So they'll try it again here now at 3-2. But for the pitcher, we're now at Addington here. Now it's 74 pitches. As Boulder's been making him work 74 through 3 innings plus. Averaging just under 25 pitches an inning. As he looks in, gets a sign from O'Connor. Now time is called by River Jackson. We'll keep it here. For Jackson as well, something fun. We were talking to him during the interviews after the last 2 games. And I asked him an odd question about how many steals he's going to have in the next week. His next pitch is taken for ball 4. So full count walk there for River Jackson. We'll put him on at first base and increase that OBP of his.
Now batting number 4 is the center fielder from Morgan Hill, California, Diego Castellanos.
So now that'll bring up Diego Castellanos here to the dish. But for Diego Castellanos, now again on the day 0 for 2. Finishing the story from just a moment ago. I asked him how many stolen bases he's going to have in this coming week. As next pitch, a ground ball, hit and run. The fielded by the first baseman and Bloomer takes it to the back himself for the out. But River Jackson will advance to second on the play. It's now 1 out here in the fourth.
Now batting number 8, the left fielder from Bloomfield, Colorado, attended Morningside University, Sioux City, Iowa. Luke Blackman.
So now with Luke Blackman coming up to the dish, River Jackson on his second said he was going to have 7 or 8 stolen bases within the next week. So we're going to hold that to him as the next pitch is fouled off as looks like the catcher O'Connor's okay. It looks like he just grazed his helmet, brings the count out of 0-1. But with the speed of River Jackson, I don't doubt it one bit that it could happen. But now Blackman, again, owner of the home run against Spradley back over at Hobbs Field, historic Hobbs Field. The 0-1 misses outside as the count now at 1-1 here. But for Blackman on the day, 0 for 2, 2 strikeouts, both looking. So trying to get his first at-bat get his first hit here of the day. Look around at second. River Jackson takes off, but the ball is going to be picked and taken, and that is an out. And right now, the River Jackson is saying, wait, wasn't that a balk? Wasn't that a balk? And yeah, but it's the exact same thing that happened in Puebla. Right now, River Jackson still isn't even moving from third base. So right now, he is very confused right now as River Jackson still on at third here. And honestly, I'm kind of with him here. That looked like that was a balk. But right now, Coach Wake is going to go talk to home plate umpire Kenny Aducci and see what's going on here, because Jackson is like, wait a minute, I took off because I saw he had that movement, but he called it a balk earlier. What's going on? So, not quite sure what's going on here, and it looks like the conversation between the two is fairly short as River Jackson now having to go back to the dugout here, and understandably a bit angry there. But now there's 2 outs here, 1-1 the count here on Luke Blackman. So now here, 1-1 the count here as Ty Addington ready now, looking and gets his sign. The 1-1 pitch on the way is a curveball taken for a strike as the count goes to 1-2. But for Diego Castellanos on the season, batting .353, an on-base percentage of .500 as the next pitch swung on and missed for strike 3, and not a good day for Blackman as that will end the inning. An untraditional, not traditional 1-2-3 innings. We head to the top of the 5th, score 5-1 in favor of Boulder. Top out of the 5th inning here. 5-1 the score is TJ Newman. Ready now. The next pitch on the way is fouled off there to Caleb Ortiz. And
number 5, left fielder Caleb Ortiz.
that brings the count out to 0-1. Newman already has 6 strikeouts, 1 away from having the season high lead in the game. As the next pitch is a deep drive into center field. Going for his River Jackson, and he makes the plays. That one died in the air. Looks like a little bit more wind coming in. And that is an F4 in the books. And that'll bring up Jeremiah Lucero.
Now batting number 7, the shortstop, Jeremiah Lucero.
So now Jeremiah Lucero, who is over 2 on the day, a strikeout looking and a strikeout swinging. He comes up here against TJ Newman. Next pitch on the way. An off speed that misses inside as the count now goes to 1-0. And we knew this was going to be a hard-fought game here for Boulder. Next pitch on the way, a ground ball foul as that one finds its way right between the legs of the head coach, Tony Rucco. That one had some gnarly spin on it, though. So 1-1 the count here now on Lucero. Next delivery on the way. Lined as the shortstop Hirayama can't get to it. That's going to be a 1-out base hit as fielding it is Blackman throws it in. And now there's a 1-out single here for Spradley.
Now batting number 3, the second baseman, Ace Padilla.
So now Ace Padilla comes up here in the top half of the 5th inning. So now again, righty v lefty. Next pitch on the way. Misses for ball 1 as the count goes to 1-0. And actually, I need to amend something I said just a moment ago here with the strikeout there to Michael O'Connor. Here, That is 7 punch-outs on the game for Newman, as now we have a pickoff back over to first. But nothing doing. Count is still 1-0 on Padilla. So Newman now does have the record here for Boulder this season. New season high. Look around the runner, down the 1-0. Line drive, that's going to be almost taken there by Woolman. That's going to be a base hit. Rounding second, heading for third is Lucero. The throw in. Now they got the runner over at second base, and they got him. What a play by Hirayama. Hirayama heads up defense there as he intercepts the throw from Hildy over in right to get the out.
With the hustle of Hunter Hirayama, that is the out for Ace Padilla. That means $3 beers for the next 5 minutes. $3 beers for the next 5 minutes.
Hunter Hirayama, man to the people, here as he gets, with that kind of hustle, some cheaper beers here for the people here in Boulder. He's now face off against Caden Poteet Herrera. The first pitch is taken for a strike as the count goes to 0-1. So right now, already a fan favorite in Hunter Hirayama, becoming even more of one. But great hustle and an amazing play there for him there to get the runner in Padilla. Next pitch on the way is a check swing, but the home plate umpire there in Kenny Aducci says that he went, so the count now goes to 0-2.
Now batting Caden Poteet Herrera, number 17, designated.
So now for Poteet Herrera, who's 1 for 2 on the day, a single and a stolen base, as well as a pop out to the catcher Newman. 0-2 the count. Next pitch on the way. Ground ball just fouled. That one goes off at the dugout for Spradley. And we'll try it again here at 0-2. 5-1 the score here in the top half of the 5th inning. Here as Boulder holds on to a 4-run lead. As Newman looks in right. Next pitch on the way. A curveball misses outside. Count now goes to 1-2. Runner on at third base is Jeremiah Lucero. Got on via 1-out single, and then advanced off the single from Ace Padilla, who was then gunned out at second after a hustle play by Hirayama. Next on the way, ground ball foul, and that one was going to hit the exact same place that the last one did. So call it locked in if you want, as the count stays now 1-2. But Newman in his 5th inning of work has gone through 4 2/3. Just trying to get through the last of it now. It looks like there is some activity going on in the Boulder bullpen. Next pitch on the way. Misses for ball 2 as the count goes to 2-2. There's also some activity going on in the Spradley bullpen here. So it looks like maybe in the 6th inning, or bottom of the 5th, at least, we may see a new pitcher here for Spradley as well. Next on the way, that's a line shot into center field for a base hit as Jackson made a diving effort, couldn't quite get to it. But that is an RBI single here for Caden Poteet Herrera. It is now 5-2 in favor still of Boulder.
Now batting number 1, the third baseman, Colton Wren.
So now Colton Wren comes up with 2 outs here in the top half of the 5th inning. Scores now 5-2 with Boulder still ahead. Still could be anyone's game here. As Newman looks down, gets the sign. Next pitch on the way. Inside, that gets Wren. As Colton Wren, the batter, is hit by pitch. And Caden Poteet Herrera will now head over to second base. And that's going to be a cause for alarm for Williams, who's going to take a second to go talk to his pitcher. So now that's going to bring up Braxton Vale, the right fielder, up to hit. With runners on at first and second, still 2 outs here in the top half of the 5th inning.
2 more minutes for $3 beers.
A good reminder from our PA guy about how much longer they had to get this cheaper beverage. But now again, here comes Vale, who got a double back at the 4th inning, and next pitch is fouled off. Count goes to 0-1. Newman just needs 1 more out to get out of the inning. He'll have gone through 5 full innings at that point, giving up only 2 runs, but only 1 of them earned. As Newman looks in, gets the sign. He's ready to look around at the runners. Next pitch on the way. Swung on and missed. Big strike 2 there for TJ Newman. Now is 1 strike away from getting out of the inning. But right now, Newman, his longest outing of the year so far. Now already, last time he went 4 1/3, is already at 4 2/3. Next on the way, swung on and missed for strike 3 as that pitch is in the dirt. Williams fields and throws to first in time for the out, and that will end the inning. 8 strikeouts on the day here for Newman as we head to the bottom of the 5th. 5-2 in favor of Boulder. Derek Woolrine ready to lead things off here for Boulder as the first pitch is in the dirt. And the count goes to 1-0 on Woolrine, who's 1 for 2 on the day. An RBI single, a run scored back in the first. And DJ Newman here, 8 strikeouts over 5 innings. Pitches a high drive into shallow right center field as the center fielder Plute is there, and he'll make the catch for the first out here of the inning. That'll bring up Isaac Sobieschek.
Now batting number 19, third baseman from Villa Park, Illinois, Isaac Sobieschek.
Sobieschek 2 for 2 on the day with a double, a single, and RBI and a run scored here. But back to TJ Newman for just about 5 innings, really stretched him out here today as the next pitch is fouled off. Count goes to 0-1. Stretching out innings here, just like stretching out your body there by our sponsor Stretch Zone here as the Boulder Collegians. We'd like to thank Stretch Zone for their support. Next pitch on the way is a high drive to deep left, but that will just hook foul as Sobieschek almost with his second home run this season there as the count now goes to 0-2. Sobieschek put a charge into that one.
3-0 Bills. 6.
So 0-2 the count, but Sobieschek has been on a power mission as of late. The 0-2 on the way, misses high. Count goes to 1-2. We saw that he was able to hit an opposite field home run here, hit that one approximately 330. But that one looked like that could have cleared 400 if that was stayed fair. His next pitch is swung on and missed for strike 3, second out of the inning here for Boulder. Now that'll bring up Brett Williams.
Now that number 18, the catcher, attending St. Mary's College in Moraga, California, Brett Williams.
So now the catcher, Brett Williams, gets his next chance at the dish on the day so far for him. 1 for 2, a single and run scored back in the third. First pitch, high and tight as the count goes to 1-0. Chase Hildy, the man on deck, came in as a pitch runner for Alec Martinez, and hopefully he's okay. Next pitch on the way, a curveball taken for a strike. 1-1. Now the count. But for the pitcher here in Addington, now at 87 pitches, 58 of them strikes. Next on the way, fouled off to the right side, but maybe playable, as that is going to be Vale. He lunges over. Did he make the catch? He did! What a play there by Braxton Vale to get Boulder out 1-2-3 here in the fifth. We now head to the sixth inning. 5-2 is your score. Top half of the sixth inning here as Andrew Plute is ready to lead things off here for Spradley. New pitcher on the mound, Levi Tucker, in relief now of TJ Newman in the top half of the sixth. First pitch on the way from Tucker is taken a little bit high. Count goes to 1-0. Outstanding day for TJ Newman. 5 innings pitched, giving up 5 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned. No walks, but 8 strikeouts. 1-0. It's taken for a strike. Count goes to 1-1. Newman, an absolutely excellent day on the bump. More likely, we'll see if we can try and get him for an interview after the second game. The 1-1 on the way from Tucker is swung on and missed. Count goes to 1-2. But Levi Tucker, 6 foot, 225 pounds, out of Brighton, Colorado, Holy Family University. Comes up here now, ready. The 1-2 on the way. Misses outside, and the count now goes to 2-2. No outs here. 5-2 your score here on the top half of the sixth inning. Also, if you want to interact with the stream in any way, we have a comment section. Make sure you leave a comment here, and I'll be able to highlight or respond to it. Next pitch on the way. Swung on and missed for strike 3. Levi Tucker comes in and strikes out the first person he sees, and that's the first out here in the sixth inning.
Now batting number 27, the first baseman, Cole Bloomer.
So Cole Bloomer gets ready for his next chance at the dish. Bloomer on the day is 0 for 1 with reaching via hit by pitch and reaching via an error. First pitch on the way from Tucker, swung on and missed as the count goes to 0-1. We'd like to thank some of our sponsors for today's game: Alpine Bank, Maroney Buick and GMC, the Boulder, and WK Real Estate, as well as Stretch Zone. As next pitch, a high drive into deep left field, looking up, and goodbye baseball. Lead-off home run there for Cole Bloomer, who absolutely mashed that one over towards the skate park in left center field and is now 5-3 with Boulder still ahead. But that ball was absolutely smoked. Found his pitch and absolutely drove it. Now that'll bring up Michael O'Connor to the dish.
Now batting number 4, the catcher, Michael O'Connor.
So now Michael O'Connor comes up. Score is now 5-3. As Levi Tucker just trying to get back set. His next pitch swung on and missed. Count goes to 0-1. That's a good way to get yourself back into the groove with a pitch like that. As right now he's ahead now 0-1. Tucker's next pitch on the way. Inside on the curveball. Does not look like that. Missed him maybe by a half an inch. Not by much. The count goes to 1-1 here on O'Connor. Tucker's next pitch on the way. Misses outside. 2-1 the count. You will never be able to mistake Levi Tucker on the baseball field, especially here in Boulder, because he has this long, beautifully straight hair and very well maintained. 2-1. Fouls are right behind home plate, as there was a camera right there that was about I would say maybe 2.5 inches away from being completely destroyed. So a little bit lucky on that as the count goes to 2-2. But Tucker now sets the fire. Taken for strike 3 looking. Second strikeout now by Levi Tucker. Now there's 2 outs here in the top half of the 6th inning.
Now batting number 5, the left fielder, Caleb Ortiz.
Caleb Ortiz on the day 0 for 2. A strikeout and a pop out. Actually, it's more of a fly here. That was the one where Jackson ran into shallow right center field. His next pitch is driven deep down the left field line. Going for it now is Blackman, as that one will go foul. As the count now goes to 0-1 now on Ortiz. And if I am not mistaken, I think this is correct here. That home run by Cole Bloomer was the first one allowed by a Boulder pitcher this season. As the next pitch taken for a strike count now quickly 0-2 here. And I think that just shows how good the pitchers for Boulder have been this season. They have been absolutely on top of things with a number of amazing starters as well as good relief work. Next pitch on the way, a high pop-up into left field, but Blackman has a read on it, making a run, fighting the wind, is there, and he makes the catch right on the line for the third and final out, but the solo shot by Cole Bloomer cuts the lead to 2. We head to the bottom half of the 6th. It is 5-3 in favor of Boulder.
Eagle title.
Chase Hildy ready to lead things off here for Boulder as the first pitch from the new pitcher. Shows bunt, but it goes foul as the count goes to 0-1 now on Hildy. New pitcher Jace Parker on the bump here for Spradley. So Ty Addington's day is done with 5 innings of 9 hit ball, 5 runs all earned. No walks, though, and 6 strikeouts. So take that for the day as the next pitch on the way. Misses for ball 1. 1-1. Now the count. We're in the bottom half of the 6th inning here at Scott Carpenter Park. Next on the way. Swung on and miss on the inside breaking ball as the count now goes to 1-2. This is the first at bat for Chase Hildy after Alec Martinez came out of the game as a pinch runner earlier. Okay, no updates yet on Martinez. Next on the way. Misses outside. As now the count goes to 2-2. But Hildy here again was not scheduled to be in today's game and more than likely will be in game 2. Next pitch on the way. Ground ball foul just down the first base line as the count will stay here at 2-2. Martinez was 2 for 2 on the day with a couple of singles. And now Hildy ready, lefty v righty. Next pitch on the way is lined into left field, and that will get by the left fielder in Ortiz. Rounding first, heading for second. Excuse me, it's Hildy who will think about going to third. Nothing doing though, as the base umpire that Larry May takes a tumble. Looks like he's okay, and that is a leadoff double for Chase Hildy.
Now batting for your Boulder Collegians, number 6, the designated hitter, Zach White, Lafayette, Colorado, soon to be attending St. Mary's College in California.
So now Zach White gets his next chance up, and Chase Hildy stretching out what could have been a single into a double, just like what Stretch Zone can do for you, as they will stretch out your body and mind and soul. Now ready looking in here is new pitcher and Jace Parker. So he takes a look over at Hildy on second. A lot of speed there. Next pitch on the way is fouled off to the right side. And we'll see. This one has car written all over it. Yo! Ooh, that hit a car directly. So now that brings the count at 0-1. Hopefully. Next on the way. Ground ball is Hildy's going to take off for third. He's going to get there. He's as the shortstop, Lucero can't make the play. That is going to be an E6 as Zach White will get on to first base and Hildy will make his way over to third. And that's an example of great base running awareness by Hildy to kind of block the baseball just for a little bit while still keeping it from being interference.
Now batting number 2, the shortstop from Miliana, Hawaii, Hunter Hirayama.
Now here comes the Hawaii native in Hunter Hirayama here with runners on the corners and nobody out. Shows bunt, lays it down the first base line. A beautiful bunt as it is, as the pitcher will flip it over to first in time for the out. The sacrifice works, as that will drive in a run. Chase Hildy scores on the play as Zach White gets over to first. It is now 6-3 for Boulder.
Here we go again.
Now, 17, the second River.
So now here comes Smooth River Jackson here as the score is now 6-3 in favor of Boulder as the next pitch misses for ball 1. Count goes to 1-0. So up here in the press box, we like to have a lot of fun up here, but still keeping it professional. 1-0 the count. Jackson, who on the day 2 for 3. This will be 1 for 2. Excuse me. 1-0 inside, and that gets Jackson. So he will take the painful trot to first with a hit by pitch. His second free pass of the game.
Now batting number 4, the center fielder from Morgan Hill, California, attending St. Mary's College, Diego Castellanos.
So Castellanos, who's over 3 on the game, does have a stolen base and a run scored back in the first. Comes up with 1 out, runners on at first and second. A 3-run lead here for Boulder as the first pitch is taken for a strike in the outside corner. Count goes to and 1. But Jace Parker coming in this inning has given up just 1 run so far. 6-3 the score. The next pitch here from Parker is taken outside as the count goes to 1-1. For Spradley in the top half of the 7th, they will send the top 3 of their lineup here. It's next pitch on the way. Take it for a strikeout. A bit of a delayed there. Caller by Kenny Aducci, the home plate umpire, as the count goes to 1-2. I take a moment to assess that one, make sure he had it. But now runners on at first and second, 1 out. 1-2 the count. As Jace Parker takes his time, the 1-2. Just misses the zone as the count now goes to 2-2. A win here in this game would improve Boulder to 10-1. His next pitch on the way, another hit and run as that ball will be fouled off. Looks like that one may stay in the grassy area though, so that one can be retrieved for a beverage. As the count will stay at 2-2. On the play though, Zach White was taking off for second on the hit and run, but he has to retreat back over to second. As River Jackson was staying at first. Next on the way is fouled off, and we'll try it once again here. Again, Boulder has done an amazing job this entire game of making the pitchers really work for their at-bats. Right now, he's already 16 pitches in, with 10 of them being strikes. Actually, make it 17-11. But 1 out here, 2-2 count. 6-3 the score. Next on the way. Misses outside as the count now runs full. 3-2 on Castellanos. First full count that he's gone to. In fact, actually, every one of the bats have ended before the end of the second pitch, except for this one. Now ready, the payoff on the way. Both runners taking off. Fouls it off, so we'll try it once again. So they were going for a big hit and run there with 1 out, but they'll just have to go back and maybe try it again. We'll see. We've seen the Boulder Collegians really like to use the hit and run. That's one of their favorite strategies to work with. They heavily imply it into basically every game. 3-2. Outside for ball 4. So that is a walk that will load up the bases as Zach White will go to third, River Jackson to second, and Castellanos on at first.
Now batting number 8, the left fielder, Broomfield, Colorado, Luke Blackman.
So Luke Blackman coming up now. He's 0 for 3 on the day, trying to avoid the golden sombrero. As he has 3 strikeouts, only one of them swinging as the next pitch taken for a ball. Count goes to 1-0. But Blackman here again, these Spradley Collegians know they cannot take him lightly. He's the reason, one of the main reasons why Boulder won the last time, is that's going to hit him in the hand, and that's going to drive in a run here, unearned, as Zach White will score from third. River Jackson to third, Diego Castellanos to second, and Blackman now on first with a hit-by-pitch RBI.
Now batting.
As it now looks like we're going to have potentially a pitching change. The score is now 7-3 in favor of Boulder as the coach for Spradley coming out talking to his pitcher. We saw this in the last time here. Well, they didn't immediately substitute the pitcher there. It just looked like a pitching conference. And then they eventually did switch someone out. And it does not look like that's going to be what it is this time. It looks like it's just going to be leaving there with Jace Parker with the bases loaded and 1 out here for Derek Woolwine.
Now batting number 5, the first baseman from Boulder, Colorado, Derek Woolwine.
So right now for Woolwine, comes up here on the day 1 for 3 with an RBI single, run scored in the first. The first pitch on the way to Woolwine misses for ball 1 as the count now goes to 1-0. But now Boulder leading by 4 here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. 7-3 the score. So now again, Parker looks in, gets a sign. Next pitch on the way. Inside, and that gets him on the leg. As Woolwine looks like he's hurting a little bit on that as he took that one. It looks like right off the ankle. And hopefully he's all right here. But another run will score as River Jackson will score from third. Castellanos will go to third. Blackman on to second. And Woolwine now on at first with an RBI hit by pitch.
Now batting number 19, the third baseman, Isaac Sobieschek. Via Park, Illinois.
So now Isaac Sobieschek gets ready here. Score is now 8-3. Still in favor of Boulder after the hit by pitch. There, Derek Woolwine, who's still on at first. That first pitch swung on and missed as the count goes to 0-1. Sobieschek, the eighth man to come to the plate here in the inning. Very real chance that Boulder bats around. But we'll see here what Sobieschek's able to do. The 0-1. Ground ball. This might be two. Lucero fields it, throws over to first, and it's just in time to get the speeding Sobieschek. But on the play, Diego Castellanos will score. It is now 10-3 for Boulder.
Now batting number 18, catcher Brett Williams.
So now Brett Williams comes up. Apologies on the score. It's 9-3 as Boulder's put 4 runs up in the inning. The next pitch inside, and that's going to be a ball. Count goes to 1-0. Ninth batter to come to the plate. Inning Brett Williams hit a line drive down the right field line. Next pitch on the way goes a ground ball to the shortstop. That's Lucero. He's got it. Throws over to first in time for the out, and that will end the inning. So the Boulder Collegians batter around the orders. We head to the top half of the 7th. Last chance for Spradley. Boulder leads at 9-3.
Lucero.
Jeremiah Lucero comes up here to lead off here for Spradley as Levi Tucker now in his second inning of work. 9-3 the score as the first pitch, a called strike on the inner half. Count goes to 0-1. Boulder 3 outs away from their 10th win on the season. The one on the way is a high pop-up. Foul territory may be playable as Brett Williams takes a look at it. And that one will fall. Oh, there's a seat that one landed in, and it looks like the person that was sitting there has gone walk away. Otherwise, it would have had to have been a little bit more careful. Count goes 0-2. Also, one thing kind of interesting to note here with how saves work on this is that if Levi Tucker, despite it being now a 6-3 game, he's going 9-3 game, 6-run lead. His next pitch taken for a ball, count goes to 1-2. He would collect the save. And that's because when he came in, it was a 3-run ball game. He's going 2 out. And he's going 2 full innings on it. Next on the way. Misses for ball 2. 2-2 now the count. Jeremiah Lucero, 1 for 3 with a single or run scored back in the 5th. Next on the way, a high pop-up into shallow left field. Running for it is Hirayama and Blackman. Blackman calls off Hirayama and makes the catch for the first out. I think that's 2 straight flyouts over to Blackman. And now that with 1 out, that's going to bring up Ace Padilla.
Now batting number 3, the second baseman, Ace Padilla.
So now Ace Padilla comes up 1 for 3 with a single back in the 5th here, but was cut out at second here after an amazing play by Hunter Hirayama. His next pitch swung on and missed. Count goes to 0-1. But for Padilla, again, got a single that into right field, and the throw was cut off by Hirayama, who then beat Padilla to the bag at second for a great out and to get some people some cheaper beers at the field. Next pitch on the way, misses for ball 1, 1-1 now the count. Not sure how that would work here in this time here with this game being close to potentially over here in the 7th inning. Don't think he's the beer man anymore. The 1-1 swung on and missed for strike 2. The count goes to 1-2, and I've been corrected by Dan Pino, our amazing public address announcer. If he gets out here, more beer for everybody. As long as you're of age and being responsible about it. As the next pitch just misses the zone. That one looked like that would have been strike 3, and even Levi Tucker had like a little chuckle on that one because he thought he had strike 3 on that one too. But now he's working with a 2-2 count, 9-3 the score. Next pitch from Tucker. Swung on and missed for strike 3. Throws one more pitch and gets the strikeout there. So now Spradley down to their last out. And here comes Caden Poti Herrera.
Now batting Caden Poti Herrera. $3 beers for the next 5 minutes. $3 beers for the next 5 minutes.
That's 3 strikeouts now on the day for Levi Tucker as Poti Herrera 2 for 3 as the next pitch is fouled off. Count goes to 0-1. For Poti Herrera, a couple of singles, a stolen base, and an RBI. Now represents the last hope here for Spradley. Right now, 9-3 ball game is Levi Tucker ready. Next pitch on the way. Swung on and miss on the off-speed pitch. Count goes to 0-2. 1 strike away has Spradley now down to the final strike. Here Tucker now ready. The 0-2. Swung on and missed for strike 3. And there is your ball game as Boulder beats Spradley. A final score of 9-3 for this first game of the doubleheader. Winning pitcher TJ Newman, losing pitcher Ty Addington, and save goes to Levi Tucker. We'll be back in a moment with the happy totals here at Boulder Collegians Baseball YouTube. Final score here, game one of the doubleheader between the Spradley Collegians and your Boulder Collegians. Boulder takes in a final score of 9-3. TJ Newman is your winning pitcher, going 5 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, only 1 earned with no walks, and a season-high 8 strikeouts for him. Levi Tucker gets the save, 2 innings pitched, 1 hit, 1 run. It was earned, the home run there by Cole Bloomer. No walks and 4 strikeouts. So Boulder's pitchers combined today for only giving up 6 hits, 3 runs, no walks, and 12 strikeouts. On the offensive side of things here, had some amazing offensive outputs there from Isaac Sobieschek, who went 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs here, a run scored as well as a double. You also have to give some credit here to other players such as Zach White, who got an RBI and reached base twice, as well as Alec Martinez, who came out of the game early but still recorded 2 hits in the game. We'll be back in about 30 minutes with first pitch of game 2 of the doubleheader between the Spradley Collegians and your Boulder Collegians. I'm Alex Clark. We'll be back in just a little bit with more baseball action, so stay with us. All right, we're now here with the top half of the first inning, second game of the doubleheader between your Boulder Collegians and the Spradley Collegians as Nolan Archuleta will get ready.
Jose Zubia.
As Nolan Archuleta gets ready, first pitch is a high pop-up well within the infield as the second baseman River Jackson is there. He's going to call everyone off, and he'll make the play for the first out of the inning.
First out, Jose Zubia. And Jose Zubia is your $3 beer Spradley Collegian. So for the next 5 minutes, $3 beers.
So now that's going to bring that was on Jose Zubia. Now that'll bring up Ace Padilla to the dish. The next pitch is a call for a strike.
Ace Padilla.
It's Nolan Archuleta. So Archuleta now ready. Next pitch on the way. Misses outside. Now the count is 1-1 for Spradley. They've got Zubia, Padilla, Poti, Herrera, Plute, Vale, Cardinal, Bloomer, Willard, and Cardinal. 2 Cardinals, they're the Cardinal brothers. Next pitch on the way. Swung on and missed for strike 2 as the count now goes to 1-2. 1 out here in the top half of the first inning. Here, I want to thank everyone for tuning in for Boulder Collegians baseball. As the next pitch misses for ball 2. Keeps the count out of 2-2. But right now, Archuleta, we've seen that he's really good at trying to work quickly in these counts. Really dominates the strike zones. That is swung on and missed for strike 3. 2 outs here now for Boulder in the top half of the second inning, and that'll bring up Caden Poteet Herrera to the dish.
Now batting number 17, the first baseman, Caden Poteet Herrera.
So Caden Poteet Herrera, the first baseman for this game. Now ready, Archuleta kicks and fires. A line drive into right center field. That's going to go for a base hit, maybe 2. If the center fielder gets it, throws it in, that's going to be a 2-out single there for Caden Poteet Herrera, as that is number 4.
Now batting number 10, center fielder Andrew Plute.
So now Andrew Plute will come up to hit here for Spradley. As in center field, number 4, Diego Castellanos is the one who makes the play. Archuleta looking in with 2 outs. Runner on first. First pitch on the way. Misses high for ball 1 as the count goes to 1-0. So BS check the man over at third with Hirayama at short. Jackson at second. Woolwine on at first as the next pitch is taken for a strike as the count goes to 1-1. Hildy, the man in right. Castellanos out in center. And over in left field, we have Luke Blackman. As the next pitch is fouled off, brings the count out of 1-2. Top half of the first inning, 2 outs, nobody in for either side. Here now, Ray Archuleta's 1-2 on the way. Swung on and missed for strike 3, and that will end the inning. So no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left on. We head to the bottom of the first. It's Spradley nothing, and Boulder coming up.
$3 beers, excuse me, $3 beers.
Here we go again. Coming past on this beat, I made it to the jam. Everything I'm happening, everything
And River Jackson, 17.
So now River Jackson ready to lead things off here for Boulder, as Boulder will take off Donovan Valero on the mound. First pitch on the way to Jackson is in the dirt for ball one, as the count goes to 1-0. Boulder offense looks like this. They lead off with River Jackson, followed by Hunter Hirayama, Diego Castellanos, followed by Isaac Sobieschek, Zach White, Derek Woolwine, Brett Williams, Luke Blackman, and Chase Hildy to round out the starting nine. The next pitch on the way is a foul to the right side. Count now goes to 1-1. Defensively, for Spradley from left to right, you've got Cardinal, Plute, and Vale. Then around the infield, you've got Bloomer, Zubia, Padilla, Poti Herrera with Willard doing the catching for Donovan Valero. So now River Jackson getting his first chance of the game. The next pitch gets him on the shoulder, and he will take the painful path over to first base with the hit by pitch. So he will now trot on to first. Now bring up Hunter Hirayama.
Now batting number 2, the shortstop from Miliana, Hawaii, Hunter Hirayama.
So Hunter Hirayama comes up with one on and nobody out here in the the bottom half of the first inning. No score yet here from Scott Carpenter Park, as the wind has definitely picked up. Especially here in the press box here, we have a bunch of papers for things that we need that are going flying around. I've had to play some Gold Glove level first baseman to make sure some of these papers don't go around, as the next pitch is out in and out of the glove of Willard, but a stolen base there for River Jackson as he took off on the pitch and got in without a throw. So that brings the count to 1-0, and the first of what need to be about 7 or 8 stolen bases for River Jackson. Next on the way. Lays down a bunt, beautiful down the third base line as Jackson will get to third. There's no throw to first. The throw to first, but nobody's there. Jackson will score on the play. Hirayama rounding second, heading for third. The throw in from Vale to third is cut off by Zubia, and now Boulder already leads it 1-0.
Now batting number 4, from Morgan Hill, California, Diego Castellanos.
So now on the play, that's an E5 in the books here, but that was an incredible bunt by Hunter Hirayama. Next pitch on the way is taken for a strike to Diego Castellanos as the count goes to 0-1. Hirayama on its second, River Jackson scoring. It's an unearned run as it was on the error. The Boulder now leads it 1-0. Next pitch on the way, misses outside. Count now level at 1-1. So Boulder striking early, though aided by some questionable defense there by Spradley. But still, she has to keep going with nobody out here at the bottom of the first. Next pitch on the way is foul right behind home plate. As if the fence was not there, there would have been a fan on the top row of the stands that would have gotten a nice little souvenir. Count now goes to 1-2. Nobody else scores. 1-0 in favor of Boulder. But Boulder not done yet with Diego Castellanos, center fielder, up. The 1-2 on the way is lined down the right field line, but goes foul. So we'll try it again here at 1-2. But with nobody out, runner on at third base. I bet Hunter Hirayama wasn't expected to be on third base after being told to lay down a bunt, but that's where we're at right now. The 1-2 is in the dirt. A great take there by Castellanos. And that brings the count now to 2-2. But right now with Castellanos, here up, Hunter Hirayama, a lot of speed on a third. A fly ball will make it a 2-0 ball game. As next pitch on the way, a curveball misses for ball 3, full count now 3-2. From Valero so far, we've not seen a whole tremendous amount of velocity, but he's had a lot of good movement on these pitches. The payoff on the way is a fly ball down the left field line, but the wind is pushing that one foul as it will land on top of the batting cages. And if I know anything about batting cages, that ball will never be retrieved. It'll just sit there for all eternity. But 3-2 the count. Here again on Castellanos fighting in the at-bat here. As so far right now, Valero, Thrown 12 pitches, half of them strikes. Has already hit one batter in River Jackson, who's already come around to score. The payoff on the way, and that's a hit by pitch again, getting him now on the heel. And so Daniel Castellanos will take the painful trip over to first, and Hunter Yama has to stay on at third. So Isaac Sobieschek.
Number 19, third baseman Isaac Sobieschek.
So now Sobieschek comes out. Runners at the corner. Still nobody out. Here for Boulder in the bottom half of the first. Taking off on the pitch is the first Dale Castellanos. Says it's another hit and run, but the ball goes foul. So that brings the count to 0-1, and all the runners have to return. Interesting to note that on that hit and run, the runner Hunter Hirayama did not take off on the play, which is, against smart baseball, if it was a swing and a miss, he would be easy out at home. But a good chance there anyway from Castellanos on at first. Next pitch to Sobieschek is a high pop-up into foul territory. That one's going towards the parking lot. The ball's still bouncing, and it looks like a car spared on this one as the count goes to 0-2. But Donovan Valero still yet to get his first out of the inning. Next pitch on the way, a ground ball in the infield, fielded by third baseman Bloomer. Was second for one. The relay to first is not in time. No double play. And on it, Hunter Hirayama will score. So that is an RBI fielder's choice for Isaac Sobieschek.
Now batting number 6 from Lafayette, Colorado, soon to be attending St. Mary's College in California.
So Zach White comes up here in the last game. Here we saw his first time with the bat in his hand this season and did get an RBI single in the third. Next pitch on the way is another hit and run, high pop-up into shallow center field. Blute is going for the wind, carrying it a bit, and he's there and makes the catch for the second out of the inning. So Isaac Sobieschek has to retreat back to first. And now there's 2 outs for Boulder in the inning.
Now batting number 5, first baseman from Boulder, here, Woolwine.
So now Derek Woolwine, the hometown kid from Boulder, gets his first chance of the game here with a runner on at first and 2 outs. Next pitch on the way from the pitcher Valero. Misses in the dirt. A good block there by Willard to keep it in front of him as the count goes to 1-0. So runner on at first base, Isaac Sobieschek reaching via the fielder's choice. That one was an earned run as the next pitch on the way. Misses low for ball 1-1. Now the count. They're going to say that run on Hirayama was an unearned run, which is totally understandable, as he got on base potentially via the errors. Next pitch on the way is taken for a strike. Count goes to 1-2. He did advance to third via the error. We'll see what happens here with Woolwine with the runner on first and 2 outs. Boulder leading at 2-0 here in the bottom half of the first inning. Take off on the pitch. It's a called strike. Throw down to second base. That's a stolen base for one Mr. Isaac Sobieschek. So he gets down to second as the count now goes to 2-2 now. So runner on in scoring position here for Boulder. 2-0 the score. As now the next pitch on the way is a high drive into deep right field. Going for it is Vale. He's looking up. He's got it and makes the play for the third and final out. So no runs on one hit. 2 runs on 1 hit, 1 error, and 1 man left on as we head to the top half of the second. Our score 2-0.
Now batting for Spradley, number 2, the right fielder, Braxton Vale.
So now Boulder comes up here in the top half of the second inning with a 2-0 lead as Spradley will send up their right fielder and Braxton Vale to face off against Nolan Archuleta. Had a roughly uneventful top half of the first, except a single from Kane Poti Herrera as the next pitch is taken for a ball as the count goes to 1-0. That was a called strike, excuse me. Next on the way outside, and now the count is 1-1. The top half of the second inning, 2-0 the score in favor of Boulder as Archuleta, the long kick, the fire, just misses the outside part of the zone as the count goes to 2-1. If you're wondering why it's taking a little bit longer here, if you can see the feed between that, we see the home plate umpire Larry May takes a little bit longer on his strike calls as the next pitch is fouled into the glove of the catcher Williams. As the count goes to 2-2. Williams caught game 1. Next on the way. Swung on and missed for strike 3. Third strikeout of the day for Nolan Archuleta. And now, with 1 out, that'll bring up the designated hitter into J.J. Cardinal.
Now batting number 30, designated hitter, J.J. Cardinal.
So J.J. Cardinal comes up here with 1 out in the top half of the second inning. 2-0 the score in favor of Boulder. As Archuleta here working quickly. Next pitch on the way. Swung on and missed on a pitch that was in the dirt. Count goes to 0-1. One thing really cool to notice here so far about Archuleta is you have to get into a 3-ball count. The 0-1 is swung on and missed. Count goes to 0-2. And we've seen this a lot from Archuleta here. When he pitches, he really attacks the zone, and it's so much fun to watch because he always likes to be in control. The 0-2. Take it for strike 3. 3 straight pitches, and the one that he doesn't swing at is called a strike. So now 3 straight strikeouts for Nolan Archuleta. He's already at 4 in the game, and that'll bring up Cole Bloomer to the dish. Cole Bloomer. As right now, Archuleta, first pitch on the way to Bloomer, swung on and missed on the slider. Count goes to 0-1.
Bat number 27, Cole Bloomer.
So Cole Bloomer here, a pitcher and third baseman, was first baseman in the last game, is now hit into shallow center field. Going for his Jackson. He can't make it. That's going to be a single there. Fielded by the center fielder, Castellanos. That is a 2-out base knock there for Cole Bloomer, and that'll bring up the catcher and Carson Willard.
Now batting number 11, the catcher, Carson Willard.
Willard, we saw him in the last time that these two teams met up back over at Hobbs Field, historic Hobbs Field, but only in game 1. He was the catcher in that game. He went 1 for 3 with a double. With a single. As the next pitch on the way is taken for a strike as the count goes to 0-1. But 2 outs here in the top half of the second inning. Well, thank everyone for tuning in today on Boulder Collegians Baseball YouTube. You can catch every home and away game here on this stream. As the next pitch gets away from the catcher Williams, and that'll be an easy trot to second for Cole Bloomer on the wild pitch. But that's one thing we want to make mention here on Brett Williams. He said he's going to be catching both games here. I talked a little bit here with the staff and said that Brunetti is not feeling too hot, may have gotten hurt somewhere. So right now that means only 2 catches on the roster here so far for the Collegians. As the next pitch on the way is low for ball 1. 1-1 the count. As we've seen, only 3 people so far put on the gear for Boulder so far this season. Now ready. The next pitch on the way is a ground ball in between third and short. Sobieschek, he's got it. Throws high, and it goes into the dugout. So that is going to be an E5 here on Isaac Sobieschek. And now the runners will advance as Cole Bloomer will get to first, and Carson Willard gets on via the E5. As now on its second is 2-1. Still a Boulder ahead. So with the ball going into the dugout, each batter gets to move 1 more base.
19, left fielder Joey Cardinal.
So Joey Cardinal comes. It's an unearned run against Nolan Archuleta. Is now ready. The Next pitch on the way is driven into deep left field. Going for it is Blackman. He slides and makes the catch. What a play by Luke Blackman. Makes it look easy as we now head into the bottom half of the second inning. We have 1 run on 1 hit, no, 1 error, and 1 man left on as we now head to the bottom half of the inning. It's 2-1. Brett Williams gets to lead things off here for Boulder in the bottom half of the second inning. 2-1 to score as the first pitch is a curveball taken inside. Count goes to 1-0. But a big first inning here for Boulder, but Spradley able to get one back off of the error by Isaac Sobieschek. But still a 2-1 ball game. Boulder still leads. The next pitch on the way is inside, and that gets Williams. Another hit by pitch. That is the third so far of the game for Donovan Valero. And now that's going to bring up Luke Blackman. And we will have a courtesy runner here for Brett Williams as TJ Newman comes into the game again to run here for Williams. So Newman, who pitched 5 innings in the last game, now is a courtesy runner. So, man, this kid can really do it all and is willing to do everything for his team. All right, next pitch on the way. Newman will fake the steal, but stays there as the count now goes to 1-0. But now, Brett Williams on at first, Luke Blackman at the dish. One thing I need to amend from earlier here, I did a little bit more research on it. The 3 people that have put on gear, the catcher's gear for Boulder on this season, 1-0 pitch on the way, misses high, count goes to 2-0, are Brett Williams, who is now back in the dugout being courtesy ran for, Mike Brunetti, who has an undisclosed injury at the moment, and Steven Lukasevich, who is also hurt the most. So right now, at this exact moment, it looks like Brett Williams is the only catcher on the roster as now Newman going to try to take second base, and that is a hit by pitch. That is now 4 in the game here as Luke Blackman takes the painful walk to first. TJ Newman now on at second. That'll bring up Chase Hildy to the dish.
Now batting, number 3, from Eagle, Idaho, attending St. Mary's College, Chase Hildy.
4 hit by pitches so far for Donovan Valero, the pitcher here for Spradley. 2 runners on, nobody out, and here comes Chase Hildy, the right fielder. This guy's next pitch on the way is swung on and miss. Had a mighty swing on that one. Doesn't quite connect as the count goes to 0-1. But Chase Hildy here has been one that has really been like a big spark plug for the team this season. He's had a lot of big hits when they matter most. Now ready, the 0-1 is taken high for a ball. A large lead there for TJ Newman on at second base. The count goes to 1-1. Should say a large secondary lead. But With that, so there was I think of a pick back there from Willard. Look over to second base a couple of times for the pitcher Valero. Next pitch on the way. Off speed that misses way outside. The count goes to 2-1. Doesn't look like to be anyone warming up in the Spradley bullpen to the right side here. So it looks like they're going to keep with Valero for a bit. This next pitch is driven into center field as Plute trying to find the wind, carries it a bit. He's going to drop it. That's an E8, and now rounding third heading for home is Newman. The throw to the plate, the no tag applied, and he is safe. An unearned run as Newman comes around to score, and now it's 3-1 in favor of Boulder.
Here we go again. Common pass on this beat. I made it to a jam. Everything I'm not living, everything I am.
Now batting number 17, River Jackson.
So River Jackson comes up with runners on at first and second. 3-1 is your new score after the error by Andrew Plute out in center field. Was trying to make that one, but the wind is blowing the ball left or right here. Just went in and out of the glove. As now Valera looks, next pitch swung on and missed by River Jackson as the count goes to 0-1. Jackson was the first hit by pitch victim by Valero, which led off the bottom half of the first inning. But now Valero comes up with still nobody out and a couple runners on. Looks around at the runners now, right? Next pitch on the way inside. That gets behind River Jackson. They're going to say that hits him. So River Jackson is 2 for 2 on hit by pitches. And at some point, this has got to stop, right? And now we have the coach from Spradley coming out here to go talk to his pitcher. And I'm sure Donovan Valero doesn't feel any better about what's been going on either. So now Luke Blackman is on at third with Chase Hildy on at second base.
During the break, you just have me go by the merchandise table. And there's still some great items over there that can be stocking stuffers, basket stuffers for Father's Day. Also, take advantage of our food table as well.
And it looks like they're going to keep Valero in the game. You know, he has 5 hit by pitches, and now Hunter Hirayama comes up with the bases loaded.
Now batting number 2, Hunter Hirayama.
So Hirayama comes up with nobody out, and the bases loaded. Here, is a prime situation here for Hirayama, who got a single his last time up on a bunt single, beautifully laid down the line, absolutely textbook. As the next pitch is a hit by pitch again. And this is getting ridiculous, as now Luke Blackman will score on the play. Hildy will move to third. Jackson on to second. Hirayama, hit by pitch RBI.
Now batting number 4 from Morgan Hill, California, Diego Castellanos.
So Diego Castellanos now comes up. Score is 4-1 here in favor still of Boulder, as Valero's next pitch on the way is a high drive, deep right field. Get out the rye bread and mustard, Grandma. This is a grand salami. Grand slam home run for Diego Castellanos, and it is now an 8-1 ball game. That ball was smoked. And if that fence was not there, I'm sure there's some people at the water park that are wondering, how did a baseball get in here?
And with that home run, $2 beers for the next 5 minutes. $2 beers for the next 5 minutes.
So Diego Castellanos with the next home run of the season for Boulder will now bring up Isaac Sobieschek. So now next pitch on the way is a high drive into shallow right field as the second baseman Padilla is there, and he'll make the catch for the first out here of the inning. And that'll bring up Zach White, the designated hitter.
$2 beers for the next 5 minutes. Don't trip over each other.
So now here we go with Zach White up to the dish. For next pitch on the way is a ground ball down third base slide taken by third baseman Bloomer, throws the first in time for the out, and that's another 1 pitch 1 out here for Valero in the second. Now I'll bring up Derek Woolwine, the ninth batter, to come to the dish this inning.
Now batting number 5, first baseman Derek Woolwine.
So Woolwine here, the ninth man to come to the dish here, flew out over to Braxton Vale his last time up there, which ended off the 5th inning. But so far, 6 runs in for Boulder here in the bottom half of the 2nd inning. Next pitch on the way is taken for a strike as the count goes to 0-1. One thing to mention as well, of the 8 runs, only 4 are earned. As the next pitch, a high towering pop-up to the right side, as this one will find its way past the stands into foul territory. And that brings the count now to 0-2. As we've got some great fans here in Boulder enjoying a baseball game. The 0-2 on the way. Misses on the off speed as the count now goes to 1-2. Again, a huge inning highlighted now by the grand slam home run from one Diego Castellanos. The next pitch is taken for strike 3 in the dirt there. And now the catcher throws it over to first in time for the out, and that will end the inning. But 6 runs come across, 4 earned off of, get this, 1 hit. The grand slam from Diego Castellanos with nobody left on and 1 error. We now head to the top of the 3rd. 8-1 is your score. Top half of the 3rd inning now, 8-1. Your score with Jose Zubia leading things off here against Nolan Archuleta. The next pitch misses for ball 1 as the count goes to 1-0. I bet Nolan Archuleta feels pretty good now looking back at the scoreboard and seeing an 8-1 lead. The next pitch is fouled off to the right. He ends up the count 1 apiece.
Then 25, Jose Zubia.
So now 1-1 count here on Zubia is over 1 with a pop out last time up. The next pitch is fouled off weakly to the left side. That one is fielded by Coach Wake. Brings the count out to 1-2. 8-1 the score. The next pitch, a ground ball up the middle. Hirayama, he's there. He's got it. Throws the first in time for the out. So 1 batter and 1 man out on the 6-3. That'll now bring up Ace Padilla up to the dish.
Now batting number 3, the second baseman, Ace Padilla.
So Ace Padilla comes up here his next time up. Last time struck out swing was now a ground ball down the first base line, but Derek Woolwine with a diving play is able to get it, touches the bag for the 3 unassisted. Great play by Derek Woolwine to save an extra base hit, and now there's 2 outs here for Spradley in the top half of the 3rd. And that'll now bring up here the next hitter, the first baseman, Caden Poteet Herrera. So Archuleta ready to go once more. The next pitch on the way. Misses outside as the count now goes to 1-0. Poteet Herrera had the first hit of the ball game here for Spradley. Next up, next pitch is taken for a strike. 1-1 the count.
Number 17, Caden Poteet Herrera.
So Caden Poteet Herrera. Next pitch on the way is a high drive to right. But that was hooking foul. And, that one just missed a whole bunch of cards. So now the base count out of 1-2. And a bunch of people exhaling off of that one. Now ready, Archuleta, the 1-2. Ground ball foul. That one goes to the Spradley dugout as that one is fielded there by number 35 there of Spradley. 1-2 the count. 2 outs in the top half of the third. The next pitch on the way from Archuleta. Swung on and missed for strike. No, their home plate umpire on this one, Larry May, says that he just got a piece of it. So we'll try to get 1-2. So a good fight there, trying to keep that one with him. As now, got still 1-2 on Herrera. As Nolan Archuleta trying to finish out his third inning of work. Right now, the kick, the fire is a high pop-up into shallow right center field as the right fielder, Hildy, is there, and he makes the catch for the third and final out. So no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on. We head to the bottom of the third. Boulder leads it 8-1. You're listening and watching today's game on Boulder Collegians YouTube. Yep. Brett Williams ready to lead things off. The error for Boulder. Bottom half of the third inning. Boulder leading it 8-1 as Williams now gets ready. Yet to get official at bat, he was hit by pitch in the last inning as the next pitch misses outside for ball one. Count goes to 1-0. Donovan Valero still out on the mound here for Spradley as the 1-0. Inside, count now 2-0. But with Brett Williams on, he was the first of the 4 hit by pitches by Valero in the last inning alone. As the next pitch taken for ball 3-0 now the count. But right now here, the next pitch on the way is taken high for ball 4. So Brett Williams gets on via this time much less painful free pass to first. And now that'll bring up Luke Blackman to the plate.
Now batting number 8, left fielder Luke Blackman.
So Blackman comes up, and TJ Newman will go be the courtesy runner for Brett Williams. Courtesy run. But yes, same thing. So now with it, nobody out here in the third. Next pitch on the way, and that almost gets Blackman. He would have gone on via hit by pitch twice in a row. We were talking about that when he hit the home run against Spradley last time, that he was hit 2 times in a row before getting that hit. His next one, a hit and run, a high pop-up going foul as that one will find its way into the stands. On the plate, TJ Newman was taking off, so he'll have to go back to first. Count goes to 1-1. I mean, I love watching TJ Newman play baseball. He's great at pitching, and then on top of it, he's just a really fast runner who likes to have a lot of fun on the field. A really fun player to be around. He also just loves talking to anyone who will listen. I love it. Ready now, the 1-1. No, excuse me. We have a pick over to first, and Newman was caught leaning. The throw over to second. The tag applied, and he's safe. Newman able to get there in time as the base umpire there, Kenny Aducci, says that the tag was not applied in time. So that is a stolen base there for TJ Newman. So probably one of the more untraditional stolen bases you'll see in a baseball game, but now he stands on second with nobody out. 1-1 the count here on Blackman. As Newman is having a little bit of fun bouncing around out there. Next pitch on the way is taken for a strike on the off speed as the count goes to 1-2. Blackman hit by pitch his last time up with a run scored. He was not part of the grand slam from Diego Castellanos, so he got in for a different way. Next pitch on the way, 1-2. Fouls it off to the right side. Might be playable as Vale will give chase, but that one will find its way into the parking lot. And a little beige colored car will take a little bit of a bump on its back right tire. So 1-2 still the count here on Luke Blackman. Now ready Valero looking in, takes a look over at Newman on at second. Next pitch on the way, misses high as the count goes to 2-2. But 2-2 the count here, 8-1 the score in favor of Boulder in the bottom half of the third. Now ready now, a quick pickup over to second as Newman gets back in. Zubia, the shortstop, fields the ball from Valero. But 2-2 the count here for Blackman. Again, hit a home run last game played against Spradley. Next pitch misses high, works the count full. Now 3-2. But if you're just joining us here, the second inning was a big one for Boulder. 6 runs coming in, highlighted by the grand slam by Diego Castellanos. Next on the way. High pop-up and shallow center field. Going for it is Plute. He's there, and he makes the catch. Tagging from second is Newman, but he will retreat back to second base on it. That'll be a fly out for Blackman. I'll bring up Chase Hildy.
Eagle Idaho, St. Mary's College, Chase Hildy.
So now here comes the Idaho kid and Chase Hildy. Runner on second. Next pitch on the way is swung on and missed on a pitch in the dirt as the count goes to 0-1 now on Hildy. Reached via an error, a dropped ball by the center fielder Andrew Plute. His last time up was the first of the 4 runs scored on the Diego Castellanos Grand Slam. Next pitch on the way is a high drive into deep right center field. That looks like it's going to be extra bases, and that's gone! Line drive home run for Chase Hildy. It's 10-1 in favor of Boulder as Hildy gets a hold of that one and blasts it into right center field. That ball did not look like it was going to be out, but that thing just carried and carried and carried.
Well, just for your information, $3 beers has just ceased, but now, due to the home run by Boulder Collegians, Chase Hildy, $2 beers for the next 5 minutes.
So now scores 10-1.
17, River Jackson.
As Smooth River Jackson comes up to the plate. Your score is now 10-1 in favor still of Boulder. Next pitch on the way from Valero is missing high. Count goes to 1-0. Valero hit by pitch both times up, scored a run on and also has a stolen base. One of the 7 or 8 that he needs to get as per his interview last time. Next pitch misses high as the count goes to 2-0. But this has been one heck of a game here for Boulder, taking advantage of a lot of mistakes there from Donovan Valero. A lot hit by pitches. Now it's a ground ball in the infield as the shortstop Zubia fields it, throws the first. It's picked. A great pick there by Potit Herrera to get the second out of the inning. Now bring up the Hawaiian native in Hunter Hirayama. And that stretch there by Poteet Herrera only possible due to stretch zone, giving Boulder its premium flexibility for years and years to come. The next pitch on the way is taken low for ball one. Count goes to 1-0 on Hirayama. 1 for 1 with a single hit by pitch, an RBI, and 2 runs scored as the next pitch misses for ball two. 2-0 the count. In all of this, there was an amazing butt that Hirayama put down back in the first, got him onto first. Next pitch on the way is taken for a strike. Count goes to 2-1. But got him even further than that because he ended up getting all the way to third off of the throw from the third baseman there in Blooms. So in Bloomin. His next one, a high drive to deep right, did he? And what a catch by the right fielder. Braxton Vale robbed a home run from Hunter Hirayama, and that will end the inning, but a couple more runs come in for Boulder as we now head to the top half of the fourth.
A great hit, only taken over by an even better Andrew Plute.
Andrew Plute ready to lead things off here for Spradley against Nolan Archuleta now in his fourth inning of work. The next pitch on the way is a high drive in a deep right field, but right there is Hildy. He's there, and he makes the play. So 1 pitch and 1 out here for Nolan Archuleta and the Collegians in the top half of the fourth inning, and that'll bring up Braxton Vale, the right fielder, up to the dish. So Braxton Vale comes up here. The first pitch from Archuleta is grounded foul down the right field line. Count goes to 0-1. Robbed a home run from Hunter Hirayama in the last inning. And honestly, again, I think heart goes out for Hirayama, even with the 10-1 score right now. Hirayama has been working so hard trying to get it. He's been hitting the ball extremely well. It's just been going right at the fielders. Almost had his first home run this season, but the good sport he has even tipped his cap to Braxton as the next pitch inside misses. Count goes to 1-1. So you can't not love Hunter Hirayama and what he's doing. Now Archuleta ready the 1-1. Ground ball as that one is blocked by the on-deck hitter in JJ Cardinal, almost able to barehand it. Brings the count out to 1-2 here on Vale, who struck out swinging his last time. Now Archuleta ready the 1-2. Swung on and missed for strike 3. Another strikeout there for Nolan Archuleta, as now that'll bring in the designated hitter in JJ Cardinal.
Now adding number 30, the designated hitter, JJ Cardinal.
So JJ Cardinal comes on now. 4 strikeouts on the day for Nolan Archuleta. Now ready to look in. Archuleta's first pitch on the way is taken. First strike on the fastball, the Cardinal. Count goes to 0-1. We'll look around here, and the fans happy here in Boulder as now a high pop-up in the infield, still playable as the first baseman Woolwine will call it for one off. He's there and makes the play for the third and final out. So no runs on, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on. Heading to the bottom of the fourth. Boulder leads it 10-1.
Diego Castellanos.
Diego Castellanos ready to lead things off here in the bottom half of the fourth inning. Donovan Valero's day is done here as he was being replaced by Dylan Salcido. Here, so Valero goes 3 innings, giving up 8 runs. So giving up 10 runs, but only 6 earned as the next pitch is fouled off here from Castellanos. Brings the count to 0-1. Gives up 3 hits, strikes out just 1, and only 1 walk as well, but that's not including the 6 hit by pitches. His next one on the way, ground ball up the middle, taken by the second baseman. That's Padilla. He's there, throws the first, and it's just in time to get the speeding Castellanos for out number 1 here of the inning. Now I'll bring up Isaac Sobieschek.
Now, from Via Park, Illinois, attending Bradley University, Isaac Sobieschek.
Sobieschek 0 for 2 on the game, flat and reaching via fielder's choice. Next pitch misses outside. Count goes to 1-0. Boulder leading it 10-1. Excuse me. As now ready, Salcido's next pitch on the way is fouled off to the right side, and that'll bring the count on to 1-1. And it looks like something got hit pretty good. Couldn't quite see it from here. We'll get more information about that. It looks like it was a car. A car that was driving was just hit on it. And yeah, they're pulling in now. Now the 1-1. Let's take it for ball 2. 2-1 the count. And hopefully everyone's okay on it. Now ready, the 2-1 here on the way to Isaac Sobieschek. It's inside, and that gets him on the shoulder. So Sobieschek will get a free pass over to first base. And now that brings up Zach White to the dish.
Now batting number 6 from Lafayette, Colorado, Zach White.
So now Zach White comes up here on the day 0 for 2 with a fly out and a ground out. Boulder leading it by 9. 10-1 the score as the next pitch on the way. Take it for a strike. Count goes to 0-1. Again, the 6-run second inning for Boulder, highlighted by the grand slam by Diego Castellanos. Ready now, the next pitch on the way. Taken high for a ball. 1-1 now the count. First multiple homer game here for Boulder. A home run by Diego Castellanos as well as by Chase Hildy. We've got a 2-run shot in the 3rd inning. Next, a foul ball to the left side fielded by Derek Woolwine, the on-deck hitter. Brings count out to 1-2. Chase Hildy's home run came in the 3rd inning, whereas Castellanos' grand slam came in the 2nd. Part of the reason why the game now is at 10-1. But Salcido, new pitcher in, looks over at the runner, just a brief glance. Now next pitch on the way. Off speed, that is hit right back up the middle. This could be 2, as it's a quick flip over to second. The throw to first is not in time. Oh, they're going to say that it was a double play. They're going to say that he did get him, and that will end the inning. I thought he had a beat by a decent bit, but home plate umpire says otherwise. So now we head to the top half of the 5th. Mercy chance here for Boulder as we head to the next inning. 10-1 is your score. Cole Bloomer ready to lead things off here against Nolan Archuleta in the fifth. First pitch on the way is fouled off. Count goes to 0-1.
Now batting for Spradley, number 27, Cole Bloomer, third base.
It's Nolan Archuleta here, 3 outs away from a mercy victory. His next pitch, a ground ball in the infield. Hirayama gets off of a hop, throws the first, throws high, it pulls him off the bag. So that is another E6 here, and a rare day to see even one error from Hirayama, let alone 2, as Bloomer gets on to lead off the inning. That'll bring up the catcher, Carson Willard. So now with Willard up, now he comes up with a runner on at first base as Archuleta takes a look over to first. All right, next pitch on the way is taken for a ball. Count goes to 1-0.
Now batting number 11, catcher, Carson Willard.
So now for Willard here against Archuleta. Next pitch on the way is a ground ball within the infield, a little looper as the catcher Williams will take it. Throws the first in time for the out. On the play, Cole Bloomer will advance to second. So good communication there by Brett Williams and Nolan Archuleta, as now that'll bring up Joey Cardinal, the left fielder, up to the plate. So 1 out here in the fifth, runner on at second base. Here 10-1 is the score. It is 10 after 4, 8 after 5 here. So now that we're here in the top half of the fifth inning, Spradley would need to score 2 runs in order to prevent the mercy. Right now, his next one is a high pop-up in the infield as Brett Williams will call everyone up and will make the catch in foul territory for the second out. And now Spradley is down to their final hope here in Jose Zubia. So Zubia on the day is 0 for 2 with a fly out and a ground out. Represents right now the stay alive run here for Spradley, as Archuleta working on, if he gets this last out, it will be a complete game. 5 innings, but still complete. Next on the way. It's fouled off, and that one just barely misses clearing the fence. There's actually a little gap right there. That ball looked like it almost went right through, but stays in the field of play, so the count goes to 0-1. Archuleta now looking in ready. Here in 10-1 the score. Next pitch on the way is taken for a strike as the count goes to 0-2. And Spradley now down to their final strike here at Scott Carpenter Park. So Archuleta leans in, gets the sign from Williams. He's ready. Look around at the runner. The 0-2 on the way. Swung on and missed for strike 3. And that is your ball game. A mercy rule victory for Boulder as they win this one, a final score of 10-1, winning both games of the doubleheader here. A great showing there for Boulder as they now improve to 11-1 on the season. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we'll have happy totals as well as interviews here on Boulder Collegians Baseball YouTube. All right, final score today from Scott Carpenter Park. Here, final score is 10-1, ending after 5 due to mercy. We'll be back in just a moment here with interviews. We're going to try to get TJ Newman as well as Diego Castellanos. We'll be back in a few minutes. All right, we are now here with a few of your victorious Boulder Collegians here. We have 3 interviews. Sorry to show us 2. Didn't have time to edit it. We first have TJ Newman starting for Game 1 and courtesy runner in Game 2, doing everything. So talk to me about this. You also set today the current now record of this season with most strikeouts in a game at 8. Here, talk to me about what your approach was different than the last time you were out here against Fort Collins.
Not much really changed. I just want to keep attacking hitters. I think this was a better team, better hitting team than Fort Collins, but I mean, they were aggressive and I used that against their advantage. Showed fastball early and then that set up the breaking ball later in the game. And I struggled early on trying to get it for a strike, but once I was able to get it on for a strike, it was good luck. You know?
Exactly, no, 100%. You were dominated early from the strikeout perspective. There was at one point you had 4 strikeouts in a row back going between the second to third innings on that. Talk to me. What was your out pitch today? Because we saw a lot of good fastball. We saw a lot of good breaking ball from you. What was your out pitch?
The out pitch was the fastball, honestly. Just throw it in the zone and let them get themselves out. And unfortunately, they swung over it a couple times today, which was awesome. And I love getting those one pitch outs too. So, I mean, I just attack with the fastball and show the breaking ball whenever I have to. So,
in Game 2, you were a courtesy runner. And this is not the first time that you've done this. This is not the second time. Talk to me. After you've gone through a full game already, what's it like going from starting a game, going 5 innings, and then going on and being a pinch runner?
I just love playing the game, man. I think every single part of it's just so much fun to me, especially base running, because I got the tools to do it. A little rusty out there, got picked off, but I was able to get out of it. Had a Chipotle burrito before the game. That was kind of slowing me down a little bit. But I thought I was going to come up there for a little bit, but we managed, and yeah, it's just fun. I just love playing this game. So,
all right, TJ, thank you so much for your time, man.
Yeah,
we'll hope to see you here for more interviews coming up soon.
Absolutely, thank you.
All right, that's TJ Newman. Next up here, we've got one owner of the first Grand Slam of the season, Diego Castellanos. How you doing, boss, man?
How are you?
All right, I got to talk about it here. The Grand Slam you hit, it was set up by, basically 5 straight hit by pitch or something like that. But you come out, find a pitch you like, and absolutely torch the baseball. What did you see on that? What was your plan going into it?
Well, I just knew he didn't want to hit another batter in a row. So I just said, he's going to give me a fastball. I just kind of hit it hard, and he left it up in the zone. I just hit it pretty good, and he got a chance to go out.
So I got to say thank you, because you got you hitting that let me finally get to do a Grand Slam call. So that was fun. But overall, you've had yourself a hell of an offensive past few games, let alone this one. Even in this game, right? You came out of this with a walk in the first game, 2 runs scored in the first game, and then hitting the Grand Slam in this. You're seeing the ball a lot better than you have even earlier in the season. Talk to me a little about your work ethic, but also what has been done, you've been doing to personally work on it.
I mean, I just think it's just reps, honestly. I didn't get a lot of ABs this year, but being here, I'm getting a lot of ABs. I'm seeing the ball a lot better. I just tell myself I got to hit the ball hard, and it gives it a chance. Hitting the ball hard gives you the best chance to get on. That's what I'm doing.
You're hitting the ball hard. You're playing good defense. You're doing all that. Good. Congratulations. Go celebrate with your teammates.
Yes, sir.
Good
Thank
game.
you.
All right, that was Diego Castellanos. Then we have one more interview here. Bit of a surprise one we were expecting, but I love that we get to do this anyway. We have Nolan Archuleta. Nolan, my man, how you doing?
Not too bad.
Dude, you absolutely shoved during your start here today. Complete game, 5 inning, do the mercy rule, but 2 hits, 5 strikeouts, no walks. The most amount of batters that you saw today in any one inning was 5. And even that 1 run that came in was unearned. What were you seeing today from these hitters? They've already been talking about how over-aggressive they've been.
Yeah.
But what were you seeing as you just kept mowing them down?
I just knew that they were going to be aggressive early in the count. So get for that first pitch strike and then just soft contact after that. And part of it is just not beating around the zone and just going right at it.
One of the things I most respect about you is exactly that. You attack the zone. You don't try to play around as much. You're like, all right, let's get ahead of the count. Where did you learn that idea, that identity as a pitcher?
I just learned that to be effective as a pitcher, throw strikes.
Exactly.
And if you have less people on base throughout a game, then I've been up here before. Better, I guess.
Definitely.
And not throwing as hard as some of the other guys. It's better to just attack the zone.
There's a famous pitcher by the name of Greg Maddux that never needed to throw too hard, but still was one of the greatest pitchers to ever live. You right now, again, are kind of doing the same kind of thing, really working around the zone here. What is something that you really like to pride yourself as, say, like your number one thing? What is your best attribute as a pitcher?
Just throwing off speeds for strikes, honestly. And I don't know, I grew up listening to like my dad saying you got to pitch like Greg Maddux or those kinds of pitchers and just throw strikes and move the ball wherever you really want to.
I think at this point right now, even collegiate great and Hall of Famer here, Tony Gwynn, would have trouble getting a hit off you with that kind of mentality.
I don't know about Tony Gwynn.
Anyway, hey, thank you so much. Good job today, my man.
Thank you.
All right, that was Nolan Archuleta here of the Collegians. 2 amazing ball games here for Boulder, as Boulder wins the first one, a final score of 9-3. The second one, a final score of 10-1. The second one, a mercy win after only 5 innings, but they got all that they needed done in those 5 innings, including the grand slam by Castellanos. Also, a home run by Chase Hildy. I'm going to go talk to him a little bit later. Didn't have time to get him on for the interview right now, but that's all right. Regardless, the pitching was on fire. The defense was great. Every part of everything was working today for Boulder. The only things that you wish you could have seen at that point is Hunter Hirayama had a deep drive into right that was taken there by Braxton Vale. A great play by Vale of course. But for a guy that's working as hard as Hirayama is, it's really hard to see that he's not getting as reward for it as he probably should be. But from all of us here today at Scott Carpenter Park, I want to thank you all for paying attention, for listening to today's ball game. My name is Alex Clark. I've been your broadcaster today. Have a great rest of your day. Stay safe, and I hope to see you all real soon.